either, because I was kind of in a rush.
Yeah, do be like that
Because
sometimes.
I wasn't even trying to put it all together before stream. It was actually before I got roped into doing a EX4 prog in 14 for one of the members of the group because he hasn't cleared yet, and the rest of us have.
Hi, YouTube.
Yo, what's up? Hey, look, it's Baldur's Gate for the first time in a month.
Yeah.
Or at least it is for now until something decides to go wrong. You know? But,
Time for my computer to implode.
yeah, right?
No, mine's more likely to implode before yours is. I feel
Oh,
like.
see, that's why it would happen to mine.
Do you have textures today, Sarge?
Yes, and
Yeah.
because I installed it on the NVMe, it loaded up nice and quick.
Oh, look at
That was
that.
one of the things I had tested to be absolutely certain for it.
Yeah, yeah. It's incredible how much faster your load times are when you're on an SSD, especially like an NVMe as opposed to, you know, the old like magnetic spinning disk.
Yep.
All right. So, question: does anyone not named Bio remember what the fuck was happening?
Hell no.
I can't remember if we were still investigating Baldur.
The save title
Baldur's-
for this was something about us needing to kill hags, maybe. So
Oh. Yes. Okay. I do remember where we left off then.
it's okay. I have the notes.
Yeah.
Which I'm just gonna open up.
But like one of the last things that we did was break into an abandoned house. We found notes for an anti-hag organization all over the place that had I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head, but the one who was captured by the hag at the beginning of the game because she was trying to get her husband back. Her name was on one of the flyers. So we're gonna go check out this group and see what's what.
So previously, some hour and 15 minutes into the stream between the recap and Inu murdering King Arthur, Natsu was late, so regicide was the only appropriate response. The session finally begins as the group frantically explained to Willow that there was, in fact, a tiny child version of herself in the previous session who bought some finger deleters from the charred crater formerly known as Philogir's Fireworks. After then taking another few minutes to give an understandably baffled Willow a play-by-play explanation of the freaky fish incident that took place on the wharf, because even after the recap, that shit was just that confusing. Inu heads over to try and barge his way into a conversation between two very obviously shady individuals on a nearby dock after Natsu pointed out they were talking about some criminal activity they'd been up to. Natsu, I don't see what the problem is here. These guys are just talking about shopping lists. Well, you weren't here when they were talking about Nine Fingers and very blatantly using stuff like eggs as stand-ins for the shit they've been stealing. Well, if they're just stealing eggs, I don't see how that's our problem. Stealing eggs in this economy is basically a felony, you know? You can go to turbo jail. See, Bio gets how severe this actually is. Talk of egg-based felonies. Now behind them, the group set about rifling through whatever shit they can find nearby, which naturally leads to Inu wandering off on his own, as he does when not kept under strict supervision, and breaking into the basement of some dude's house by crawling through a hole in the wall. Having now noticed that Inu has gotten off its leash again, the rest of the group begin panicking and rushing toward the nearby mansion they believe he's in to attempt to retrieve him before he inevitably causes a scene or commits a heinous war crime. And seeing how Inu just so happened to find a scroll to teach himself Cloud Kill during his basement looting. The odds of the latter happening were a lot higher than you'd probably think. After figuring out that the door frame leading into Phil Graves' mansion was in fact a door, Natsu steps in to get the thing open, only to discover that doing so required an alarmingly high DC 24 to do so. As if the worryingly high barrier to entry wasn't already enough to get across that something wasn't right with this mansion, it doesn't take more than a few steps into the place for Natsu to discover a book titled The Amiable Art of Necromancy in a cabinet right next to the front door, and the faint but all too familiar sound of groaning zombies emanating from just down the main hallway. With Inu then subsequently also finding a book about necromancy right after this, the group resolutely conclude that the mansion is a secret necromancer workshop. Mere moments before opening a door off the main hallway leads to far too many initiative rolls being triggered at once for Sarge's liking. Having finished his looting of the basement, Inu quickly pops Cloudkill onto his active spell list, which was accompanied by a BL2 joke from Bio that nobody but Inu got, since no one else was aware of how brutally overtuned that siren skill eventually became, before climbing up a nearby ladder so he could enter combat with the others on the mansion's ground floor. Weirdly, though, the ladder up from the basement doesn't take Inu to the mansion's ground floor, but to its second floor, which subsequently leads to a confused Inu having to take the long way around the outside of the mansion to reach the others, since every door on the second floor was locked. Inu, having now rejoined the rest of the group and entered combat alongside them, and despite there apparently not having been a single sight cone that could have noticed him from outside the door, according to Natsu, everyone begins to actually take their first turn, only for Inu to realize he isn't on the same initiative chunk as the others, despite his portrait very clearly being linked with the others. Once Inu actually gets to have a turn, he charges into the mansion proper to begin his part of the assault, only to pause for a moment to pull open the stat sheet for the nearest mummy, which sadly confirms his suspicions that his shiny new Cloudkill spell would do approximately fuck all to any enemy inside the mansion. Guess Cloudkill wouldn't really have a lot to do against something that's already killed. Since Mying up the joint unfortunately turned out to be a non-starter, Inu instead opts to send the nearest walking corpse to him, careening backwards into another room of the mansion with a point-blank Eldritch Blast, which ends up being so loud that it even manages to alert some dude in a squad of anti-imathies from the floor above. As the new additions to the fight are basically a non-issue due to them being behind a locked door upstairs, everyone just shrugs and attempt to move on with the fight until they're caught off guard by one of the nearby mummies choosing to cast something called Mystic Carrion's Vile Curse on Karlak, which is such a weird spell name that they figure it would be wise to actually pay attention to what it does. This decision quickly turns out to have been a very good idea, as upon pulling up the spell's info tab, they find that it inflicts a poison status that deals 2d10 rolls of necrotic damage, that then would mutate into a different status ailment that inflicts poison and blind, along with 4d10 of necrotic damage per turn, which in turn mutates into a different status ailment that inflicts poison, blind, and restrained, along with 6d10 worth of necrotic damage per turn. Jesus fucking Christ. Realizing it would be really fucking bad if anyone got hit by that level 6 war crime spell, Natsu moves to counterspell it away, only to notice too late that he only has access to level 3 spell slots, which left him unable to do anything but watch, as Karlak is summarily inflicted with every disease known to man, and even some that aren't, all at once. Feeling itself to be a bit of a wise guy, one of the nearby corpse servants decides that Karlak deserved to get dunked on even harder, as it proceeds to run up to her to hit her square in the face with a rotting fist attack, which Inu is quick to cancel the fuck out of upon seeing it had an 8 to 33 damage range. A wise decision, given that the secondary effect of the attack he hadn't noticed in that moment apparently would have also inflicted Karlak with a -8 max HP debuff that would have also prevented her from being healed from any source, which would be pretty bad given the death curse she already had on her. With Inu now inexplicably being on a shared turn order with the others for real now, he readies himself to cast giant fucking fireball into the room of mummies, only to sadly realize that they were too spaced out for it to be all that effective, which Natsu takes as his cue to turn his trusty wall of fire into a hall of fire on the unsuspecting line of mummies that were trying to file out of the room. Not much caring for his mummy servants being set on fire, that jackass mummy lord Carrion decides to just use them as makeshift corpse bomb grenades, as he causes the one nearest to the group to fucking explode into a massive Cloudkill and metal shrapnel to force the group back towards the entrance to the mansion. Why the hell does exploding animated corpses only ever work when you aren't the one doing it? With entering the mummy room now being a no-go for numerous reasons, Inu and Sarge are both left without much choice but to hop onto the staircase leading to the second floor and attempt to get some kind of line of sight on Carrion so they can target him from range. With Carrion now laying face down and about 15 feet further back than he was at the start of the turn, Natsu decides to drop the Hall of Fire he set up earlier in order to allow the others to actually reach him, which Karlak of course takes as an invitation to run directly through a packet of Cloudkill that she really had no reason to touch in the first place. Elle was understandably less than enthused about this choice of pathing. With Carrion now cut the fuck in half and his mummy servants burned to ashes, the group began heading towards the locked door at the top of the stairs to deal with the anti-Imathes and the jackass who summoned them, only for the camera to decide it was having none of that. Once the camera finally decides to let the group just click on the damn door, and Sarge also finally remembers that he has a spell to auto-open any door he sees, he pops the door open to reveal a very displeased ghoul, which promptly takes a rather large chunk out of his arm in retaliation. As Inu then occupies himself with explaining to Sarge that he could have kept that pound of arm meat intact if he'd just let Inu rocket the ghoul back into the room before moving, neither of the two ended up noticing when Karlak suddenly flops over foaming at the mouth back on the first floor. Hey guys, what is it, Natsu? Can't you see I'm explaining how punch missiles work to Sarge? Well, not sure if you noticed, but Karlak is sort of convulsing on the ground at the moment while gurgling something about Larvitar. She is? How the hell did that happen? Oh, right, the poison. The poison was specifically made to kill Karlak. Karlak's poison. Doing all right down there, dear? I'm sure she'll be fine. As Natsu was subsequently busy contacting poison control to prevent Karlak from vomiting up her own lungs, Inu and Sarge get to work dealing with the many ghouls occupying the second floor, while also making so many stairs-related puns in the process that they'd likely cause Ben Dover to start crying since his flight would never make it in time to join in. Awful puns that make Willow's brain hurt now over all of the ghouls in the mansion now dead. The group begin the usual ritual of robbing the fuck out of the place for anything of worth, which naturally leads to them finding a fuckload of pre-made corpses, as one would expect from a necromancer's house, and a bunch of shit for Inu to read. Story time now over, Inu throws himself off the nearest room to get back to the streets below. Only peasants use doors. While Natsu tries to figure out what the deal is with the weird torch he picked up in the mansion that seems to be some kind of quest item. Once Inu has finished snapping the bones in his legs back into place, he heads toward a nearby house that was next to all of those fish people the group killed in justifiable self-defense the prior session, and ends up finding a letter in his mailbox addressed to One Eye, which Sarge uses it as a way to reference the Goonies, which causes everyone to freeze in shock over the impossibility that Sarge actually had something approximating a childhood. Once the timer on their collective stun gauges finally run out, the group have managed to, much to Sarge's protest, mentally file away this startling revelation under things that aren't real. Inu begins scoping out the house and finds some undead guy named Thrumbo, who dresses exactly like the Resident Evil 4 merchant, living inside the place. Thrumbo then does his best to pass off the fact that he's very obviously a walking corpse as just being an itchy throat, despite the fact that Inu clearly just does not give a single damn if the guy is undead or not, as he then resumes rifling through all Thrumbo's house in search of potential secrets. As Inu then spends the next few minutes failing to pick a lock because his character apparently thinks it's a good idea to close an eye to concentrate her sight on the lock and keeps closing her only functioning eye to do so, he decides to pass the time by telling the group a tale from thousands of years ago in the distant past of the early 2000s about early YouTube meme videos. After finally realizing that actually looking at the damn lock would be the best way to open it, Inu's character manages to pop the thing open so Inu can get into the basement, which promptly leads him to the realization that the place is full of traps for him to trip over. Natsu then starts talking about magic stuff again, when an errant mention of SpongeBob reminds him of an upcoming crossover set, as Inu meanwhile has his brain begin to slowly melt as he struggles to find a way to pull a lever that's just out of reach in a small alcove that the game won't let him jump up to despite it blatantly being within jumping distance.
Yeah.
With not even Mage Hand being able to pull the distant lever, despite that being what Mage Hand is supposed to do, Natsu begins making his way over to help, only to end up getting shouted at by a random orc named Tuzgrant for getting too close to something after he managed to Zoro himself in the completely wrong direction. Tuzgrant turns out to have apparently known someone the group helped out in the past, however, which leads him to let the confused Natsu pass without worry, only for an increasingly disgruntled Inu to eventually have to climb out of the basement to physically drag Natsu to the entrance hatch himself, as he and Sarge simply could not find it for the life of them, despite turning Thrumbo's entire house upside down in search of it. Inu is, of course, subsequently exploded for his troubles by a trap Natsu set off while trying to turn flight on.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a second. I'll fly over there to... The hell do you mean there isn't enough space, game? That alcove is gigantic! Right? I've been here for minutes dealing with this shit. I've tried everything I possibly could, but the game keeps saying there isn't enough space for this action. Did you try attacking it? Say what? Observe. Blinks arrow off of lever, activating it immediately. So, would it make you less or more angry that I genuinely had no idea if that would work? Figuring it would be best to ignore the angry voice in his head that demands not to be strangled, Inu heads into the locked room that was just opened by the annoying lever to loot the place and discovers a counting house safe key. The emphasis will be important later. Alongside a note that causes Natsu's brain to instantly flatline the second he hears the phrase, "When the moon rises on the night of 14 Marpanoff." Guess March wasn't a cool enough name these days. As Inu then reads some more random crap he found lying around, Natsu's brain finishes rebooting so that he can resume his looting, which leads him to find a stuffed fish hanging on a nearby wall, which he and also Bio hopes would be one of those singing wallfish that he could rig to play bald capybara at camp 24/7. With the secret basement now picked clean, Inu ascends back to street level in search of more things to steal, which soon leads him to a locked house just down the road and a letter asking for permission to join some kind of neighborhood Hag Survivors Anonymous club. Hey, read this note here. The one called Killing Hags for Dummies. Didn't we kill a hag earlier? No. Then what did we do to the one that ripped out Inu's eyeball? Never happened, pure fiction, total fabrication, not a chance, an urban legend, a figment of your imagination. Can't even tell if I'm being gaslit anymore. After Natsu then takes a moment to pick apart Bio's joke to explain that the group didn't in fact kill the hag that they killed forever ago because apparently hags are next to impossible to properly kill. Probably would have been nice to have explained that months ago, back when I first stated in a recap that we killed her, so I'd feel like less of a dumbass now. He turns
like you'd remember. Oh wait, no,
It's Bio.
Who would feel less like it? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that would make more sense. I was about to say like you would remember, and then I was like, wait, no, this is probably referencing Bio.
He turns his attention back to pointing out that the author of the Killing Hags for Dummies note was none other than the ungrateful moron Mayrina from forever ago, who was too much of a dumbass to understand that hag deals by nature literally never result in an outcome that you actually wanted, and even tried to use her unborn child as payment for said deal to revive her dead husband. Fucking moron.
Yep.
That unpleasant memory having now been dredged up again, the group is quick to flee the HSA's old clubhouse, which leads Inu to run into a guy named Don't Call Me Runt, who can't even bumble his way through making the most basic of threats, and a mailbox containing another counting house safe key, this time a number 8 to go with the number 6 from earlier. Soon after Inu's awkward run-in with DCMR, Natsu happens to find a bunch of charred corpses that are just lying directly in the center of the street, which also all sport unique names in spite of the fact that their extra crispy status should have left the group with zero means to tell who the hell they even were. Preferring not to think about how the hell that even works, Inu cracks open a few more of the random letters he keeps getting handed and finds out that one of them was actually written by that mystic carrion jackass the group split in half earlier in the session, as he describes the ghost-speaking racket he'd apparently been running in the city. Guess he's gonna have to figure out how to process in reverse if he wants to keep that income flow. After then reading one final letter that happened to be written by someone who was literally actually just named Carrot, a now bored Inu wanders into a random door nearby and finds himself in a right cavern of a room that's apparently a guild hall. Sarge, meanwhile, doesn't find himself wandering into said cavernous guild hall, as his attempts to enter the door are repeatedly denied by the game, not even allowing him to click on the door in the first place. This problem then persists for the next minute or so until the game suddenly decided to work again at just the right time to embarrass the hell out of him, right when he was about to provide video evidence of the bug he ran into. Meanwhile, while this was going on, Inu was momentarily distracted from seeing a guy with the utterly ridiculous name of Tut Thistlebog, until he then nearly pushed the man off the railing he was leaning on when he happened to notice that Mole, of all people, was just standing around in the background for no discernible reason. Inu, of course, runs up to Mole to ask what the hell happened to her back at Moonrise, only for everyone in the group to momentarily pause when they notice that Mole's face looks suspiciously devilly all of a sudden, which just seems even more suspicious when Mole offers zero explanation whatsoever when questioned how the fuck she got out of Moonrise on her own. With that conversation not going anywhere, and the Find Mole objective having seemingly been fulfilled, Inu ends up not having much else to do but walk off to check the inventories of all the local vendors to give Natsu a lay of the land, only to end up not having much of real value to report back. With the shops being a bust, Inu instead switches over to mindlessly barging into every closed door in sight, which eventually finds him awkwardly walking into the middle of an argument between the much heard about Guildmaster Nine Fingers Keen and the guild's financial administrator, Uktar, over whether they should leave a bunch of orphan children to die because they can't pay guild taxes. Their argument then eventually concludes with 9-piece combo meal saying that Uktar's idea of demanding protection money from orphan children is a total non-starter, and instead putting forward the idea that the guild simply seize ownership of the orphanage and turn most of the kids into child soldiers, because that's just so much better. Uktar dejectedly agrees and begins to turn towards the door, only to rather understandably ask why some random jackass was awkwardly standing by the door listening to their private conversation. Commander Keen then tells Uktar to cool his jets for a minute, as she explains that the random jackass at the doorway is actually the one who killed Jameson the Vincible and the avatar of Merkel he summoned, and that Uktar should put some goddamn respect on their name, even though it was actually Sarge who did both of those things, but at least someone here recognizes us for the crazy shit we've been up to. As if to prove that he is in fact the real deal, Inu then responds to this show of respect by pointing out that the person with only 9 fingers must in fact be 9 fingers, which causes Keen to sarcastically raise her pinkyless hand in the air to congratulate Inu on a job well done, since nobody else but the person she's read about in her spy reports would have felt the need to point out something so stupidly obvious as that. With the group's authenticity having now been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, Keen is quick to get to business and saying that she wants their help in getting all of the absolutist nut jobs the fuck out of her city, which Inu immediately agrees to without a second thought because fuck those jackasses. Keen then goes on to ask if the group could do her a solid by asking Jahira to hop over to the guild hall for a bit to receive some new info to help her with whatever it was she was doing, and then goes on to start giving a bunch of info about the goings-on of the guild before finally getting to why she knows so much about what's been going on with the dead 3 in the background. Since telling people shit he probably shouldn't is almost always a bad idea, Inu of course immediately states that Keen's information gathering network is woefully spotty about what's actually been going on with the plot, and goes on to tell her literally everything that's happened so far across the entire game by pulling a bunch of overly bloated notes out of his pocket that he apparently had for some reason. Some half a day later of recapping, the news of the group are mostly a bunch of walking squid bombs waiting to go off, aside from the one who already went off, and that there's also a big brain beneath the city causing brainquakes, sees Keen react to these earth-shattering revelations with a resounding, "Huh." Feeling somewhat offended that was the best response Keen could muster to the news she was just given, Inu presses her on why she would disrespect his oratory skills like this, to which she replies that she was contemplating just stabbing him square in the head as soon as he mentioned the brain slug part, but figured the group would have better odds of dealing with the big brain than she would, and decided to not perform an impromptu lobotomy on them all because of it. Conversation with Keen now finished, Inu of course decides his next course of action would be to stroll directly past her into her bedroom to start rifling through all of her personal belongings and reading her private journal while still in her direct line of sight, which Keen apparently decides to pay no mind to because she's at least learned enough from her spies to know telling Inu what he can't do is hazardous to one's continued existence. While Inu is then busying himself with reading Keen's diary, Natsu decides to try his hand at striking up a conversation with Uktar about how familiar his name sounded, only to end up failing the ensuing DC 15 roll because he apparently never paid much attention during history class.
Bullshit.
Seeing as Natsu didn't want to waste a reroll on something that was probably incredibly mundane anyways, a freshly finished with his snooping, Inu decides to take a crack at it himself upon passing the history check on his first try. It's revealed that the ancient unknowable history which Uktar's name originated from that Natsu was completely unable to remember was that Uktar is literally just a Sword Coast version of November. Maybe Inu's character isn't the only dumbass in the party after all.
Bullshit.
With Natsu now thoroughly embarrassed over the fact that his character has apparently never once looked at a damn calendar before, Inu turns his attention towards asking November what it is he does around here, which leads to him explaining that he's the one who's in charge of securing sources of income so the guild can actually finance its work, since keeping the lights on is not cheap. November then makes specific note of how much the rich assholes of Baldur's Gate, trademark, ruin the economy by storing all their money in personal counting house vaults and never spending any of it, and mentions how much he'd love to get his hands on those vault keys so that he could redistribute said riches into the wild so that they'd actually be used like they're meant to be. Taking immediate note of the mention of counting house keys, a gleeful Inu jumps at the chance for an easy payday by tossing November the 2 counting house safe keys that he's acquired, only for the entire group to instantly become wrathfully confused when the game gives them no option to hand said keys over. As Inu and Natsu then spend the next few minutes being absolutely fucking livid over this, Sarge, and also Bio, decides to take matters into their own hands and choose to look into the issue himself, which results in discovering that the previously alluded to distinction of the group specifically having counting house safe keys on hand and not the counting house vault keys, because yes, the game does in fact make a distinction between them, that November specifically wanted. Now feeling thoroughly confused and not much in the mood for keys, Inu blankly wanders off to talk with various NPCs around the guild before eventually cracking open the quest log to look for anything to busy himself with, only to find that the mole quest is apparently kinda just done now, despite how lackluster the conclusion to it evidently was. Now without much else to do with the end of the session nearing, Inu elects to read some random plaques that were pasted around the guild hall, and ends up needing to be physically restrained by Natsu when reading the words, "There is only one rule here, do your crimes outside or we will kill you," nearly caused him to go on a compulsive spree of theft and murder across the entire guild hall. Once the dark impulses finally leave his mind for now, a groggy Inu decides to step outside for a moment to clear his head and check out what quest markers the group has to work with next time, which leads to him noticing a nearby bit of blank space on the map. This, of course, instantly triggers Inu's OCD brain, which causes him to sprint off at max speed to fill this space as soon as possible, in spite of the fact that the session was very much at time by that point. After taking note of a nearby hostel full of wares the group could potentially appropriate during the next session, Inu's attention is then grabbed by a huge building that just across the street that turns out to be the HQ for the Baldur's Gate, trademark equivalent to the Daily Bugle. Curiosity now piqued, Inu barges through the front doors of the place to scope it out for any potential pictures of Spider-Man, and upon noticing that a nearby lever inside is clearly marked with an employees only do not touch sign, he decides to make it his life's mission to figure out what secrets are hidden within the employee break room before the session ends. This naturally leads to Inu becoming the Spider-Man whose pictures he sought after, as he immediately begins scaling up the side of the building in broad daylight in search of a way to get into the employees only area from the outside. Soon after climbing his way up to the top of the Daily Planet, Inu discovers a hastily built wooden barricade that was set up to cover a big hole in the roof. Though before he's able to blast it apart, he's suddenly interrupted by someone else striking up a conversation with some lizard man named Klarzov, who ends up yapping about a poison tree that refused to die or some shit. Somewhat bewildered over that random interruption, Inu quickly turns his attention back to breaking and entering as he blasts the barricade into splinters before leaping down into the now uncovered hole to find himself standing in some kind of cargo elevator that was behind a locked door next to the building's main entrance. Without even sparing a moment to look around to see if anyone could see him, Inu then lunges toward the operating lever for the elevator to see where it would take him, only to be caught off guard and become absolutely enraged when he was somehow called out by a guard for trying to pull said lever, despite being in a locked room with no way to see inside. This is, of course, ignoring how 3 of the room's 4 walls each had a window on it, such as the one the guard spotted him through, with the 4th wall being nothing but the open-air bars you'd usually see on a freight elevator. With his fun having been ruined, Inu then concludes that the locked room he broke into was in fact entirely pointless due to there being nothing in it, and that both locking it to begin with and setting up so many pathways to get into it at all was a waste of dev time, since his shock over having been caught apparently erased the part about the room actually being an elevator from his mind entirely. And with the useless room that definitely wasn't an elevator that led to an unknown location now removed from everyone's collective mind palaces, the session ends with Inu contemplating what the hell game that isn't BG3 the group will end up playing next time, since it's a well-accepted fact at this point that the game is cursed to always have some kind of circumstance pops up to prevent it from being played when it should be.
Yep.
And so, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, whatever it is, we find ourselves back here again. I will also say, reading those recap notes on a tablet on a nice dark mode, 5 inches from my face is a lot more comfortable than reading it on a vertical monitor, 3 feet away. Like I can actually read, which is nice. Yeah, the music video thing was the last time BD3 got played. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think
I rather loved some of those puns, by the way, Bio. I very much locked in when you said not in the mood for keys.
Not in the mood for
not
cheese.
in the mood for keys. Also, yeah, Willow missing the joke of the DC versus Marvel thing. For shame. I mean, from when I was down there, though, it did kind of seem like there wasn't anywhere to go at the bottom of this, hole. Like, yeah, it was an elevator, but it looked like the elevator, to me at the time, it looked like it should have gone up, not down.
Huh. Inu, I found Gortash's parents, and both of them have the option to read minds. But my bonus is exceptionally 0. So
I see that. You're also, all the way across the city.
duh.
So, before I head over there, just do a quick save here. Oh, that was magic missile. Whoops. Oh well. It's been so long, I didn't recognize the symbol for Eldritch Blast over magic missile, apparently. Let's hop back down the hole and see what there is to see. I've not picked up...
DC 20 chests upstairs. Huh. I got it. Scrapbook of letters, you say?
It really does not like the camera in this little area. Come on, let me down. There we go. Or not.
Remember, use O to go vertical.
Yeah, I just did. Okay, now.
This calls for careful footwork.
Where the hell is that lever now? Lever? Ah. Okay. That,
Better be cautious.
okay, who is actually seeing me here?
Can't risk
It's
being
not that guy. I think it literally is a guy outside. Yeah, it's actually a guy outside.
What?
Honestly, that one.
I don't need any attention right now.
You must never run away
Okay.
like that again.
I do appear to not be in a sight cone at the moment.
One day we will.
Now I'm in a sight cone.
Not yet.
Now you should
No.
be out of it.
Yeah, it looks that way. I'm just gonna drop a quick save. See? Got it.
Nice.
Oh, there's a steel watcher down here.
Oh.
Baldur's Mouth Basement. There's more than one steel watcher down here. Huh. Well. Of all the times to not have pyramids.
Yep.
Fun. And there's got to be another exit out of this place. But okay, there's a door there that leads somewhere. And there's another door there. And another door there. And a door there. So I'm seeing at least 4 doors. Oh, 5 doors. Hold on. There's also a door there. Where does that one go? Should be able to get to that one without pissing off the steel watch. Okay, Mr. Steelwatch, go the... Okay, yeah, stare at that bookshelf for a second, then turn around and go the other way. Thank you. Now, where does this door go? Not to a space with additional steel watches. And there's a metal door here that goes
I think
somewhere.
that's going to lead out behind a guard on the floor of Baldur's mouth.
You think so?
Yeah, there's 2 doors in the main area of Baldur's mouth. One looks like the metal door there that you're looking at. One looks like a wooden door
Well,
at a
let's
midpoint level.
find out. What? Oh, okay, yeah, I came out the staircase.
Yep, I don't know where that one goes to, but I'm assuming given the level difference, maybe a private office sitting between, well, where Karlak is and where you came out of.
Probably. Okay. And where... The elevator... Oh, okay, the elevator's up there. Got it. Got it. Okay. Got the layout. Alright, Bio, don't let us forget to come back here later. Because I know us. We will absolutely forget. Now I've just got to go find Natsu.
Yes.
So that I can go read the minds of Gortash's mom and dad. I think it's going to be best to go down this side of Sorcerer's Sundries.
Interestingly, I cannot just path to Natsu. It says I cannot get there.
I can't even make the camera, like, go over there. It's being very difficult about going that far.
Yeah, I double-clicked double-clicked on the portrait. And
You're on an upper floor there, friend. Did you, like, fly your way up there? Was there, like, a staircase? Oh, no, there you are. Hold on.
Upper floor? What are you talking? I'm out in the courtyard.
Yeah, no, I see you now. Where are the... Are these the parents
Inside
down
the
here?
building behind me.
Oh, okay.
The 2 vendors.
Dravo Flim and Sally Flim?
Yep.
I have something to ask.
Be very welcome to Flim's Cobblers, humble family home of our Archduke Enver Gortash. He may not have followed in his old man's shoe steps, but Archduke's not so bad, is it?
I wonder if I'm close enough to provide guidance. I should probably move closer.
So I've got a +5.
Guidance.
Oh, that's only a DC 10, though. Never didn't have it.
Nothing. It's as though the inner workings of his mind have been wiped clean.
Huh.
Interesting.
Gortash used that, like, forget your daughter exists curse that Hermione used on her parents, on these guys, apparently. Except, like, not really.
Yeah. Because they still remember Gortash
He's
being
the
their son.
image of me, isn't he? Always was a handsome devil.
His brain was de-wrinkled. No wrinkles, no bumps, no ridges, nor lumps. Every thought slides off like a water slide. A smooth brain.
All right, Sally, what about you?
Sir, you've chosen a special day to visit the family home of Archduke Enver Gortash. We're celebrating our dear son's magnificent achievement with a special run of leather-soled shoes.
So you're to blame for the rise of that charlatan.
Never didn't have it.
Same stack roll as last time.
Yep.
Including the +4 in the guidance. Goddamn.
Just that good.
Help me! Dear gods, help me!
Oh.
Huh? Huh?
Your tadpole squirms. These people are infected with the parasite, but something is off.
Well, that was fun.
Well, I can go try it, I suppose. I'll just have to pass the check.
It's only DC 10.
Yeah, but I have no bonuses to it.
Oh, hold on. Give me a sec. Hold on. What's that interruption? Oh, it's interrupting.
I
detect
just put
dots.
guidance on myself already. Oh, I don't even have to. I can just do the illithid thing because you passed the check.
Oh, neat.
Welcome back.
You search her mind, but the psionic forces that control her are different, split somehow. Your own consciousness slips into the gap.
Help me! Gods, help me! Enver's ruined my mind. He's taken my body. I should have slammed the door in his face, but I let him in and he rammed some kind of worm in our eyes. I'm here, but I can't speak. I can't act. I'm trapped. He said he wanted to make us powerless. Still bitter after all these years, but we did what was best for him, for all of us. We had debts, world-ending debts, trying to keep this cursed shop afloat. Dangerous lenders who said they'd bury us all if we didn't pay. Then a warlock offered us a pretty penny for Enver's service. He was a smart boy. Too smart. It was give him up, and all of us live, or refuse and die. What choice did we have?
That first choice seems ironic coming from a warlock.
I don't know what you're talking about. I willingly went into this pact.
Yeah, but like, it's weird for the warlock to be saying that selling people to a warlock is unforgivable.
Yeah.
He was always a little monster, nasty to the core. He would have torn me and Druval apart with his whining, his demands, the never-ending racket of him. You may disagree, Enver did, but we don't deserve this torment. You're the first person who's heard the real me in months.
I mean, they do sound kind of like terrible people, but
Yeah. I don't know.
another way. I deserve to live again. I deserve my own life.
Well, the problem is we don't really have a way of fixing the brain slug problem.
There has
Yeah.
to be. I can't live like this. I'm trapped. Trapped.
Well, the only option we have to get you not trapped is to just kill you. But
Yep.
you don't want that
My
either.
son, you've seen what he's like, same now as when he was a boy. Hateful little wretch. If you were me, you'd have sent him away too, believe you me. Wait, wait!
Your tadpole lashes and recoils. The connection is broken.
Come again soon.
Well, she seemed to get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, I can connect to his tadpole now too.
Ah.
Even though that wasn't an option for you
Very
before.
good to see you again.
You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
Damn. Oh well.
Oh, you already went upstairs and stole the shit out of that chest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we were headed towards the... Yeah, the Hag Survivors is, like, right nearby to here.
Yep. Just down yonder stairs.
Hold on, I need to get my bearings. There we go. Looks like it should be in this building.
Open up.
It is called Old Garlows, which
Notice
is the
of
place we were looking for.
condemnation. Dear Sir, as our previous correspondences have gone unanswered, a Builders Guild representative was forced to enter your property in order to inspect the premises. Your property has been found in gross violation of several safety regulations. See City Bylaws 38A to 39C for a complete list. Until steps are taken to correct this, we are condemning the property known as Old Garlows Place, effective immediately under Bylaw 42A. Should you wish to contest this, please contact your local Builders Guild representative. Kind regards, Ardent Lowe, Council of 4 Liaison. Oh. Interesting. Well, it's all very interesting, but... Okay, well... It didn't want to let me do the flight thing. I did try to just fly in through the hole in the ceiling, but...
Oh, hey, look. People.
Kled, Jatlo, Hydrangea Wub, and Adriel. There's a cleric in there. I also...
I like that giggle.
I don't like that it's coming from in the room that I'm about to walk into, no less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some goodies in that little...
Makes me wonder if there's something invisible in here.
Well, you see invisible with your eye.
I know, and I just got in here. Oh. I think I saw something sparkle in that mirror.
There's also another mirror on the other wall.
Could also be coming from above. Oh, there's a speech bubble. It looks like it's coming from above us, so it might be on a floor above us. Yeah, it's coming from above us.
Well, I guess it's time to say hello to these individuals.
Yeah.
Hello.
An intruder. These people are under my protection. I'll not let you harm them. Hearken to my words, wicked creature. Return to the pit of evil from whence you
I
came.
think she might think I'm a hag.
I'm Shelly. Nice to meet you. I'll eat your souls, bro.
Can't not.
Oh no.
I'll send your head back to your mistress, you wretched scum.
Okay. That's kind of how I figured that was gonna go. But God, some people just can't take a joke. Like, that could not have been more obvious that it was sarcasm.
What's
What?
that taste like?
Is that a food? How do I eat you?
How do I eat you?
Uh-huh.
It's been a challenge.
Fuck you, I want the ones.
Did you
Yes, we threatened to ear.
did you see that they started another abridged?
No.
I did not threaten to ear their souls.
An intruder. These people are under my protection. I'll not let you harm them. Hearken to my words, wicked creature. Return to the pit of evil from whence you came.
Hello.
Yeah, you
Don't
wicked
listen.
creature.
Who knows what spells it weaves around us? Quickly, cleric.
Helm, protector of all, grant me the power to ignite this creature's flesh and burn its bones to ash. Begone, monster. Your hag mother holds no power here.
Huh?
Ah,
You have a class option.
I do have a plus 13. Jesus Christ. Although I also have a plus 13 on the persuasion.
Oh, true. And we have fought one before.
Yeah. I kind of just like the persuasion option better, and it's not, I don't have bard choice,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Friends.
That'll be fine.
It doesn't use a spell slot.
See, I'll be fine.
It doesn't use a spell slot,
Yeah,
man.
but it does break my my concentration on detect thoughts unless I need, in case I need to, like, listen to her thoughts later.
Another thing that doesn't use a spell slot.
Yeah, but I can't cast that one mid-conversation. I also kind of figured that was going to happen, Bio. It was literally the only way I could have failed that roll.
Yep.
Had exactly a 5% chance of failing that roll. Which, as anyone that has ever used,
Don't
like,
listen.
Fire
Who knows what
Blast in a Pokemon game
Protector
knows
of all,
is
grant
basically
me
a
the power
guarantee
to
you're going to
ignite
miss.
this creature's flesh and burn its bones to ash.
Never didn't have it.
Begone, monster. Your hag mother holds no power here.
Wait. Clegg smells no lie.
Then you speak truth. You fought a hag before. At ease, everyone. We may have found ourselves an ally. Forgive the paranoia. We're being hunted by a vile and wicked hag. We feared you, her minion.
She's upstairs.
She's already hexed one of us, and any of us could be next.
She's upstairs. And why exactly is she hunting you?
Because we dared to do the impossible. We dared to fight back. You see,
Oh, we
all
fought
of
back
us
and we're not
here
being
have
hunted.
fallen victim to a hag's vicious ways. But instead of succumbing to despair, we rose above it. Thanks to Mayrina, our leader. Together, we've been helping others who
Your
suffered
leader,
at the
you
claws
say?
of a hag.
Uh-huh.
Only Mayrina's been hexed by the very hag who now hunts us.
Oh, I remember Mayrina. She was captured by the same hag that took my eye.
You're the one that saved her. The one that ventured to the
You
depths of
look-
Ethel's lair.
Oh.
I can hardly believe it. You look
Uh-huh.
so
Sure.
normal.
See my hag
By
eye.
Helm, perhaps there is hope. If anyone can help Mayrina, it's you. She's upstairs. But be warned,
Normal.
she's not as you remember her.
I would hope she's not as I remember her, because the person I remember tried to, like, sacrifice her unborn child.
Another step forward.
Your humble cleric seeks the power to defend these innocents against the hag.
Anything of use?
Oh, Mayrina. The day of reckoning is upon. Oh. There's a balcony up here.
What?
Well, you see, there's a voodoo doll that's laughing hysterically up here. A ghoul called Vonner Vinderblad, so Mayrina's husband is here. And a sheep named Mayrina.
Ah. Yeah.
So, that's kind of awkward.
Bah.
I forget, were we dunking on her last time we talked to her for, like, being an idiot?
I don't think so. Like, to the us ourselves, to Bio and anyone else watching, yes. In game, I don't think so.
Listen to me.
Yeah, I figured that out already, thanks.
Doll. The doll.
Yeah, the one that's laughing wildly in the corner, yeah.
Duh.
Bah.
I'll raise a good point. Why isn't there an option to mockingly bleed at her? I know, right?
If they knew the player or the character. Or
Meh.
they knew that the players would do it out loud anyway.
This is so bad.
Bad to the bone.
How dare you?
The sheer madness of this. Really gonna pull the wool over our eyes.
No, that was the one I was going for next.
Stop fluffing it up.
A hex like this would require a focus, a cursed object or idol.
Yeah, the doll.
Doll. Find the doll.
What do you mean find? It's in plain sight and laughing. Hi, Connor. How you doing?
Oh, that's Connor. Okay.
Mondays,
I was
am
like,
I
huh?
right?
Right? Bad omen.
Yes.
There is something suspicious
omen.
about this doll.
Can't
Well,
imagine what.
Mayrina, get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, Marina took some damage, and the doll is now in a new spot.
Is it? Oh. Well, that's quite annoying. So much for
Hold on, I'm
just
gonna
breaking it, I guess.
I'm gonna throw a
It's at 1
potion.
health in terms of the voodoo doll.
Yeah. I just want to heal Myrina first to make sure she don't bite the bullet. Where are my super cheap healing potions? Hello?
Hello?
I mustn't be honest, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Eh. Alright. Oh, there they are. Okay, now where'd Marina go? There she is. Here. Okay, she's back to full.
Alright. Let's not blow up the doll then. The doll has stopped cackling, though, I've noticed. What's up, Connor? How's the wife doing? Yeah, I hear ya. I didn't know how to barf if I was stuck with her dumb ass, too.
I mean, I'd stop laughing if you punched me in the face.
Did she did not take damage that time.
No, and now it's over here. And now it's over there.
Now we're
Now it's over there.
You removed my hex. That's annoying.
What?
I wanted to play a little longer. Auntie likes her toys broken.
Oh,
She's not
a
going
spy.
to be happy I had to get my hands dirty.
Well, this is Karlak.
That's always Karlak. Yep. I refuse to be surprised anymore.
They want to hurt Auntie. They have the book. I will die before I let anyone touch a hair on her head.
She was going to let us eat a hair off of her head, so that doesn't mean too much.
Why me?
Huh. You have no idea.
Probably because you
how
were
wrong
standing
you
next to
are.
the guy, or
I
closest
have
to the guy.
worshipped her for decades past, and will for decades more.
No, because you're going to be dead. You're gonna be dead.
Alright, get him, Karlak.
Jetlo.
Kick his ass.
Is Jetlo one of the other ones that was in the room with us, or is
Yes.
that new enemy?
No,
Yes.
he
Oh,
was.
so they had.
Yeah.
There's two spies.
No, he would.
Oh.
What? He was the only spy.
Jetlo is also a red cap.
Oh, the form that Karlak was talking to was Jetlo, just
Yes.
in disguise. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
I wasn't paying attention to the name. Okay. Well, now they're outside of my melee range if I run over there, so that changes options. So I'll just do that.
I'll die before I let anyone harm a hair on her head. I don't think this guy is very good at reading a room. Oh no, he summoned a bunch of armored crabs.
What is this, Skyrim?
Oh. That's possibly quite a lot of damage, friend.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to axe that?
I'm at full health, I don't care.
Okay. I'll save the reaction in case we need it for something else then.
No, I don't want to waste my charm on that.
Wait, you got to just walk away from that armored crab?
Surprisingly, yes.
Thought for sure you would have been within that thing's striking range.
They actually don't have the opportunity attack feature.
Oh, right, that's not a thing that just everybody gets.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain is still hardwired for Pathfinder. Although, I did find this like relatively new system a little while ago, which seems very interesting. I think Connor just died.
Yeah, the crabs just killed Connor.
No, not Connor.
Mousy is going to be so disappointed.
I mean, I could reload it if we want to reload it.
I don't know if there's or good stuff that we miss or bad stuff that happens if Connor dies, so I wouldn't be opposed to a
Also,
reload.
Melina's not a sheep anymore, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, because I destroyed the doll. So triggered this.
Alright, let me reload.
Okay.
This time, please do not push the man out of my melee range.
Okay.
Shoves don't do damage unless you're like shoving them off a cliff.
Alternatively,
I was shoving him down the stairs, but fair.
friend, you could just stay closer to the man so that hopefully he talks to you instead of Karlak. It's also a possibility.
That too.
I didn't know where the save was, so.
Well, it'll be before I attacked the voodoo doll.
Yeah. Okay.
In case that went like horribly south somehow. Also,
Yeah.
just because I happened to notice this while we were fighting them. I love how those floorboards are there just to make you fall through the floor, by the way.
Yeah.
There is this ladder. Just gonna have a quick poke up here to see if there's like, I don't know, some kind of convenient hag hiding. Ooh, there's alchemist fire up here.
Yay.
That'll be great for accidentally cooking a goblin baby.
Hell yeah.
R.I.P. Pickles. Oh, there's also ham and sausages.
R.I.P. Pickles.
You don't understand. Pickles was taken before his time. All because some jackass alchemist apprentice didn't know the difference between a fucking health potion and a bottle of goddamn alchemist fire. Okay, there does not appear to be a hag hanging out up here on the roof. I'm also wondering if it might be worth... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Game, please.
Worf.
Game, please. No, don't
Gum.
stop going that way.
Gum.
Can't get the game to...
Hey,
use the ladder,
Connor's-
god damn it!
Connor's smelly.
Hey, Karlak, could you move like 2 feet away from the ladder so I can actually use it? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, apparently where you were standing was literally preventing me from using the ladder. So that's fun for me. I'm just going to pop downstairs and see if I can have a conversation with Red real quick. Maybe I can, like, break the illusion early. Now that we know about it.
Nope, not that one.
No, it's Jatlo.
Jatlo.
Yep.
Convenient, you showing up like this. You may have the others fooled, but I shall be keeping a close eye on you. If I did, I would not be standing here. Adore. This is hardly the time for childish games. Either help Mayrina or leave. Are you here to help Mayrina or simply irritate me?
Yes.
Then stop wasting my time and go help her.
Well, alright. I can't break that early. Do you think it was actually breaking the doll that did it, or was it just chasing
Yes.
it around enough times?
Do you want
No.
me to pop the doll.
I hit it again, and that was when she turned back into a person. So.
Okay. I wouldn't fire more than one bolt, Sarge. It didn't seem relevant.
Is there any way to not fire all
Well,
three?
well, I guess, yeah,
Just hit
fine.
other things around the room.
Or just
Oh,
unload.
that's
Fine,
right.
whatever.
Hold on.
She took like 3 damage
There's
or
a
whatever.
checkbox. If I hit 2 projectiles, hit this.
Okay,
There
so she
actually
took
is-
4 that time.
Hold on, I'm a healer.
Yep. So there actually is a checkbox that allows you to end the cast early. Where the hell's the doll now?
It's under the cabinet,
Oh.
which I can't actually target the doll at this juncture.
Can you move the cabinet?
I can't. I could break the cabinet.
I wonder if I can move the cabinet. No, that option does not exist. Okay, break it to cabinet.
You removed
Oh, here it
my
comes running
hex.
upstairs.
That's annoying. I wanted to play a little longer. Auntie likes her toys. How
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
I see why Auntie had. They want to hurt
Yeah.
Auntie. They have the book. I will die before I let anyone touch a hair on her head. Please. Auntie has gifted me idiots twice your size to feast on. You are a mere appetizer.
You fucking wish, mate. Why are you so far down the stairs? Whatever.
Kick its ass.
Where be my option to smite? There it is. Ishmate.
To be fair, Willow, I knew Pickles for all of about a quarter of a session before Pickles died. Marina, come back! Marina!
My love. That lying, thieving, scaly little shit.
Thanks for knifing the bastard. That makes twice you've saved me. I'm starting to think you're my guardian angel.
Well, as long as I'm not to you what our guardian angel was to us.
You made an adorable sheep.
Thanks. But my mouth tastes like mutton, and I'm itching in hard to reach places. I'm gonna make the witch that did this pay, and I have the means to do it.
No, she's a hag,
This
not a
group is
witch.
made of survivors. People like me who've been hurt by hags. I brought them together to fight back. We tracked a hag to the city, but lost her trail. Right after she snatched a little girl.
Ethel involved?
Oh, I bloody hope not. I see her enough in my dreams. No, Ethel is dead. Thanks to you.
I wouldn't bet on it.
But this
I don't know about
one
that.
is no less of a nightmare. The moment I started investigating the missing girl, I felt the hag's eye on me. Next thing, I was sprouting wool and bleating up a storm.
Bah.
Brr.
Number 2.
Thank you. With you at our side, that hag won't know what hit her. Check the safe in the back. I've done my homework on hags since we last tangled with Ethel. Take whatever you need. I know it by heart anyway. Laura was knocking about Basilisk Gate, at the Flaming Fist's headquarters.
Who's Laura?
Good luck.
The
Probably the
mother
person
of
that
the
explained the
lady, I would imagine.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
make
it's the
sense.
same NPC that was
Ooh.
right there.
That staff has counter spells of level 5 on it.
It sure does.
Damn. Also, there was a note on Chatlow's body that I'm sending to you.
Journal is written in a sloppy, ink-splattered hand and dotted with drawings of stick figures. And this is not the one you sent. This is another one I had. Cled met some
Correct.
nice people. They didn't laugh when Cled told them about the redcaps, and the rats, and the hag. Cled thinks he's finally made friends. The landlord is angry. He says all the weird things happening are our fault, but they're not. The landlord doesn't care. He says we have to leave. My friends are sad, which means Cled is sad. Cled wants to help. Cled found a place to stay. It belonged to old Garlo, but he doesn't live there anymore. My friends are really happy. They thanked Cled. Cled is happy he did a good job.
Job's done.
Job's done. Note. My darling, Auntie has sent you a little present. A hex doll just for Mayrina. Use it to scare her and her little cronies off. Or butcher them, I don't care. Just find that book or I'll rip out your lungs and feed them to your brothers. Lots of love, Auntie. Hunter's Guide to Hags. By the legendary dwarven ranger, Amandine Hartwood. All but the most arrogant of hags, from knight to boor, know that death is a possibility. As such, they won't hesitate to bend the rules of the material plane to escape death's clutches, returning stronger than ever. To do this, hags use, of all things, the common and humble mushroom. By imbuing these spore-producing fungi with her essence, she can endlessly revive herself. Neither blade nor bow will do these fungi lasting harm. The very twisted magic that heals the hag defends them. Instead, fire is your ally. Burn the mushrooms to ashes, and your blade will strike the hag's heart true. But a warning, Hunter. Even in death, a hag is dangerous. Be quick, be swift, and be deadly. To be fair, I think when we did hit her, I think the blow that actually killed her the last time was fire.
Yeah, but it all depends on if the mushrooms were there or not.
Yeah. It's just ironic because, I remember we had it in non-lethal because we didn't want to kill her. But then I'm pretty sure it was like a firebolt that hit her, and it was just like, well, she dead.
Bum, 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 bum.
We also have a tear stained journal.
Yeah.
Part diary, part scientific
no more
study.
tears.
Detailed diagrams of hags from green to anise, to dun, fill the margins. This page is written in harsh, sloping scrawl. Sentences are blurred by what look like tears. The girl is dead. We were close, so close to perfecting it. Another day and she would have been safe, but we were too late. It was too much for the mother. I found her swinging from the rafters this morning. Helm, forgive me for not saving her. Forgive me for not saving her child, 2 years old and eaten alive by a hag. What's wrong with the world? But it doesn't have to be this way. I'm onto something. I know it. Hags have powerful digestive systems. It's what allows them to turn a child into a hag. However, their gut flora is incredibly sensitive to certain alchemical agents. With the right ingredients and Helm on my side, I could theoretically force emesis, causing the hag to vomit up a stolen child. I both pray this works and that I'll never have to use it. Detailed instructions follow on how to make what the author calls the Hag's Bane.
I want to make Hag's Bane.
Well, you can. Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations.
If I were Hag's Bane. There it is. I got the drive and then any essence. Okay.
How are you feeling, Connor?
I have made Hag's Bane.
Neato.
Yeah, imagine that, Bio. Who would have fucking thought?
Until we find the
Not
hag and
me.
find out that she's actually immune to fire.
This is all my fault. Mayrina was hexed mere days after the Dragonborn joined us. Why didn't I see it? That's no excuse. I know what they're like. Yet still, I welcome the Dragonborn with open arms. Mayrina was right about you. Thank you for saving her when I couldn't.
She made an adorable sheep.
Gaze, vigilant one.
I know.
Now, see, fire will still stay relevant until I decide to switch to a fire-based build, at which point the game will nullify it in its entirety.
I agree, Connor. Where's... Oh, there he is.
That
Cled.
must have been a rumor because he was stiff
The
for a sheep.
Dragonborn was Cled's friend. Why? Why would he hurt Lady Mayrina?
Because he wasn't actually a Dragonborn, he was a Redcap.
No, number why?
But Lady Mayrina was kind to him. To us. Anyone who hurts Lady Mayrina is Cled's enemy. But anyone who
Okay,
helps her
Cled.
is Cled's friend. Thank you.
You are welcome, Cled.
Same as usual.
Hey, there's a basement over here.
A basement.
Ah!
There's a trap.
Oh, hey, a trap. Uh-oh.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Ow!
What? What? Why? I was in the middle of trying to disarm this.
Yeah, I wasn't anywhere near that. I clicked on this door.
Hot foot. Place is trapped.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Oh, I failed some kind of perception check up here.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
That would explain the failed perception check, yeah.
That might be worth a look.
Hmm?
Underwear. Under there.
Comfortable blue-red outfit. Is that what it wanted me to pay attention to?
Oh. A music box!
Aha!
Yoink.
Now we definitely
Yoink.
all have one. I know you, Sarge, and I already had them.
Time to send it to Karlak. And more reading materials to Shelley. That old capybara.
Garlo's retirement plan. List of things to do. Climb a tree. Have a truly exceptional sandwich. Spend a whole day reading. Visit Waterdeep. Get a massage. Swim in the Kianthar. Buy a new coat. Get a cat. Greeting to this home's new occupant. To whom it may concern. We shall never meet, but I am Garlo, and I have spent most of my life in the walls in which you now find yourself. I served long within this home, such that it was left to me when my master died. I devoted myself wholly to a life of service, but found once my time had finished that I had barely lived for myself for a single day. That's changed now. I depart for Kalimishan in the morning, and I hope to see the world from there. Please take care of this little place. It was my whole world. Best, Garlo. I'm afraid you'll find it's been condemned, Garlo.
No, they won't find it because they're gone.
I like that the music boxes don't even try to sync up.
Huh? I'm hearing them line up with each other.
When I was like 5 or 6 steps away, mine was out of sync.
Oh, okay.
Keep us from the hag's gaze, vigilant.
At least I assumed that it was mine that was out of sync. One of them was definitely out of sync.
Careful, Connor. Stay close. Alright.
All I know is this basement adventure finally got us a music box for everyone. Alright, game over. Mission accomplished.
I can't believe one of our own was a red cap. Why didn't I see it?
Red Kappa.
I've seen it before. Had a hag mask root itself to my face. I should have known. Thank you
Hey.
for stepping up when I didn't. I'm damn glad you were here.
Well, I'm damn glad that you're damn glad that I was here. Alright, good work, everyone. We stopped the plot.
Yeah. Plot, 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 plot.
I keep waiting for them to announce P4 Re.
Yeah.
Any day now. I do want to get another playthrough of P4 Golden in before then, though.
For steak.
And the best part is, I found out recently that there is a way for me to transfer my save file from the Vita, from my Vita to the Steam version.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of involved, but you can do it.
You'll have to share that with me. I still have mine.
Alright. What else is nearby? There's... Find the Stone Lord at the Counting House. Is kind of the south.
And find Minsk at the counting house.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that just answers where we're going immediately. I must get my cosmic giant, miniature giant space hamster.
Yes.
It's very
Go
important.
for the eyes, boo!
Go for the eyes, boo. Minsk and the boo. To be clear, for anyone that is not familiar with Minsk and Boo, Minsk and Boo were from the first Baldur's Gate. They were some of the playable party, much like Jaheira.
Jaheira.
Oh, hey, another brainquake. Oh, and an autosave.
I hate it when my brain quakes.
Found the counting house. Pardon me, coming in.
With a half elf, yeah. New client, maybe? Either way, Litterbeard was fit to fill his trousers.
Okay, no. No.
Can I get some service? I'm Karen.
I want to speak to your manager. Okay, they appear to be possibly upstairs. Okay, you're just gonna let me go upstairs, no problem. That's good, thank you. Oh, that door is illegal, though. Not allowed to go in that door. Okay, understood.
Illegal.
Okay, and through the main doors, past that iron fence, are apparently where the things that we're interested in are.
Seems like some talky talk might be in our future.
Captain needs to see your pass.
What pass?
Count holders only from here. Vault pass?
I don't have a vault pass.
Meat, honey. Counter.
Mead honey counter. Mead honey. Mead honey.
Aid the Underduke.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead Honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
A relaxed tone and easy smile, but the halfling's shifting gaze gives it away. Something has him rattled.
Of course.
The bothered baker.
Oh, it's a Bard option. I have no choice. Sir, I have a hat and an eye patch.
Can't imagine who would want to hear such a song. But as you will. A rather large and heavily armed fellow has accompanied headbanker Glitterbeard down to the vault.
Oh, he's trustworthy. Don't worry
He's
about him.
an unusual sort of customer, but the headbanker said he'd handle it, so it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about Minsk and
I'm
Bull.
sure
They're
we're
fine.
just fine.
Minsk and the Bull. It sounds like a robbery to me.
Tell me more about this large
Yeah.
fellow.
Honestly, that about describes him. Over a certain size, well, you'll begin to look the same. My eyesight, you see. The headbanker did seem to expect him, but he seemed frightened, too.
Excuse me. I am a magical man, woman, child, person. Please allow me into the vault to make sure your banker isn't dead. Don't worry. I have a plus 13. See, never didn't have this.
That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor. Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass. And should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Keep who out of it?
I will definitely keep your name out of it. Beer honey.
Yes, we will not talk about the animated movie classic or instant classic Your Name.
Ah, such a good movie.
Yes.
I mean, personally, I kind of thought Silent Voice was better, but, you know.
Vault pass.
There you go.
Vault pass.
Right. Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike.
Really?
Say, keep to your own vault, and
Oh.
you'll be fine.
I thought you meant murder was legal down there. That, you've made me sad.
You make me sad. Come along, Patsy.
Come along, Patsy. Okay. Oh, private stash. Neat. Private stash. Gilded chest. There's a lot of shit to steal down here.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
That's highly unlike you, sir.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
Highly unlike you, sir.
What are we doing now, too?
Whole place is probably magically shielded. Cashguard Basher Nickelback.
Look at this Nickelback.
Just need to see your vault pass, please.
Ah, here you go.
Looks in order. Blessed day to you.
Thank you, Nickelback.
Look at this ball pass.
Whoa.
Oh my
Oh,
lord!
my Lanta.
Oh.
That might be worth a look.
Apparently it's fine as long as you're allowed to be here.
Yeah, makes sense.
The counting house vaults. What game? What the fuck? Hold on. Game decided I was leaving.
You friend. You fiend. You friend. Visitor log.
Any mention of Minsk and or Boo?
No.
Vault's scary. Gonna run now. 3 spooky, 5 me.
Oh, of course it's scary. They just saw me not loot everything in sight.
Okay, which vaults did we have the key for? It was 6 and 9.
Be cautious.
Hi. But I have a key for vault number 6, don't I? Okay.
Oh, do you?
Thought we had keys for 6 and 9.
Just to make sure, did they end up on your key ring?
Counting. Okay, number 5. I do have a vault key. I have counting house vault number 5 key.
Okay.
And number 8. No, that's safe.
Okay.
I have safe 8 and 6 and vault 5. I don't know when I got a vault key, but based on its position in this bag, apparently before 6 and 8. Which means I did have a vault key when we were talking to that guy, and the game still wouldn't let me give it to him. So that's some fucking bullshit.
Wee.
Anyway, Vault 5 is back there, but I'm apparently not allowed to get to it because of this teleport circle.
I have counting house safe number 2 key.
Okay, that's not a vault key, though. That's safe key.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at this bank key.
How the fuck it...
Can you not just walk through it?
No, if I try to walk through it, it just yeets me back out.
Oh.
Can I...
I would be surprised, but it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, okay, that didn't work. Flying,
can't fly across it
flying
either.
doesn't do it. No, damn it! There's another one.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
All right.
Hold on. Stand there. Bag of scrolls. I have like 30 of these things, 21 of these things. Okay, so I can grab you to bring with me. And target is blocked. There we go. Thank you, Dimension Door.
There's a scroll of Revivify and 1,220 gold in there.
Jacinth, Tourmaline Ring, Diamond. Oh, a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
There's buttons in a couple of the dividing walls, which I wonder if they control the floor.
Alright, now where's... Number 8 must be in the other hallway.
Vault number 8 or safe number 8?
I don't know, you said you had number 8, didn't you?
Yes, safe number 6 and number 8. The only vault key I had was number 5.
Ah, okay, then we're done here.
Yes.
6, safe 8.
And you had a...
Oh, the safe's in here?
You had a safe key as well,
Oh, yeah,
I think,
look at
too.
I think mine was a counting house, though, so I don't
Well,
think
this
it
is the
counts in
counting
here.
house.
Oh.
So you want this side of the room?
Yes, but I need to figure out how to get there.
Where the hell did I pick that key up from, then?
Hello? Customer notice? I can't read the customer notice. That's very helpful.
Counting house safe number 2 key. Okay.
So I can see the safes, but I can't get to them. What is the point of having these safes if I can't, like...
Well, one question is what's in the locked wooden chest?
Well, we don't have a key for that, Sarge.
Not so you can't pick it.
You want to hit me with a save? At the very least, it's not red.
It is, yeah, that's true. It's not red.
Alright, only a DC 10. Uh-huh.
Slant to fight was successful.
It's got 93 gold in it. Customer notice.
Yeah,
What is it?
I tried to read that, but it wouldn't let me.
Swear to me. Fuck.
Is Dimension Door able, since you have line of sight into the other room through the grates, able to teleport you in there?
Probably.
6, 8.
Yes.
Well, 6 and 8 are both in the same area. Let me see. I might have 1, 2. Misty Step or something.
Wee.
Those are Dimension Door.
A Great Axe +2, a Short Sword +2, and a Triumphal Helm. Oh boy.
Oh, okay. I can just Misty Step. There we go. Number 8. Ooh. 560 gold and a fuck whack of ingots.
Fuck whack. I think it's fuck whack. Me tonight.
And then I also have number 6. Oh, oi.
Oi.
Oh, there's a backpack with 16 gold, a rope, a mug, a superior healing potion, a supreme healing potion, a elixir of battle mage's power, and an elixir of necrotic resistance.
Uh-oh.
Friend. What are you doing?
I've been trying to get into one of the other safes since I was already over here. And it wasn't red.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use inspiration in case there's an alarm. There we go, double nat 20. I was truly inspired. They put a chest inside of a vault.
I mean, this person put 2 bags inside of a vault, so it's not surprising.
I'll put this box inside another box.
And I locked both of them.
I'll mail that box to myself, and when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Aha!
Well, might as well. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Superior elixir of arcane cultivation, elixir of battle mage's power, and a potion of universal resistance. Let's fucking go. And an elixir of cloud giant strength? Oh, fuck yeah. Is it worth like? Oh, you left evidence that you went in those. You left the doors open.
Well, yeah, but I had the keys, so it should be fine. It's not like I broke and entered into those vaults. I had the keys. I seriously don't know how you're supposed to get to these vaults in the first place, though. Like, Or not the vaults, the safes, with all these feckin' grates in the way.
Go ahead with a save, just because I'm probably due for another failure at some point.
Yep, on it.
Thank you.
I do have to now dimension door my way out of this room, though.
Alright, well I rolled a 17 on that one, so I'm still doing good. This one had nothing in it. That seems sus. Well, no fake walls for me to walk through, so... Alright.
I really don't know what that guy was expecting to happen when he thought letting a bunch of randos down here. This was obviously going, I have the key! Alright? I didn't take anything out of anywhere I didn't have keys for.
Yeah.
I've been a good little sausage.
Same. How could I have opened these doors if I didn't also have the key? Look, they're not red, so clearly it's not stealing.
Do I have to target myself with the Oh, I do have to target myself with dimension door.
Yes.
Choose a teleport.
The game has had no problem telling me otherwise when things have been, or actions have been stealing. So clearly this is not stealing.
I mean, checks out as far as I'm concerned.
Alright, last one. Hopefully I don't flub this one. Nope, good to go.
Swish.
And this one has an open crate in it with angelic scion outfit, celestial sandals, black flared leather. Oh, this is gonna be fucking hot. Gimme.
Counting House Vaults. Customer rules. Do not approach any vault but your own. Make sure of the number before attempting opening. Do not ask a cash guard for help with locks, doors, or carrying valuables. They're here only to observe and maintain security. No tipping. Following temporary note is attached. Warning, wet floor. Unsafe to use devices powered by bottled lightning.
Interesting.
Huh. Whoa. Oh. Can't read any of these blacks.
Excuse me, that's what a fucking angelic scion outfit looks like? Excuse me?
Hold on. Oh, nice. Yeah, that looks like an angelic scion to me. I don't see what your problem
Alright, what
is.
about this black flare leather outfit?
Well,
it really blends in with my skin tone.
It very much does.
Alright, angelic scion it is.
Wondering about that, like, comfortable blue-red that I picked up earlier. Oh, that's actually quite nice. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's the solemnity outfit and gold medallions? Oh, that looks nice. Not as nice as the one I had on originally, though. This is what I had been wearing, along with these delicate shoes. But yeah, if you got it, flaunt it.
So, oh, I think I get it. No?
Maybe.
No, those also activate the... Ah! Okay. No?
Maybe.
No. No, I didn't want to... Damn it. it's that one. That one. This one? No. I do love combination locks that tell you when you're right and are therefore very easily breakable. So I know the first two. It's that one and then that one. And then it's one of the four in the bottom corner here. Okay, it's that one. And this
Bottom middle.
Okay, not that one. Here. 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 Bottom middle, you think?
Yeah.
Nope.
Damn. Curses.
No, not bottom left. So it's one of the ones that was previously incorrect then. Nope. It's okay, there's only 5 more combinations.
Right middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the one I was going for anyway. I'm sure that was probably noted somewhere, but fuck it. When you make it that easy to break.
It's still moving.
Hush your fussing. Nine Fingers had this one made especially. Hello, mouthful. We'll barely slow it down.
But the stories...
Stories. Tall tales and big names, lad.
No.
Let them fool you. Elminster the Archmage. Drist the Drow Exile. Heroes have power, aye, but not half so much as we do. A little coin into the right purse. A soft word in the right ear. It's not glory that spins these plains, lad. It's gold. See? No.
Nah, you shouldn't have fucked with Minsk.
Moradin's cracked clay.
Let's go! Yes! There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
There is no gold in here. If there is one thing Minsk hates more than beasts with bad breath,
It's the hamster.
it is those who are tricksome with the truth. And turnips.
Also, hi, Matt Mercer.
But you are no turnip. Let that be of comfort in your final moments.
You know what? I'm gonna let him cook.
Yep.
Enough play, Stone Lord.
You're not Jaheira.
Nine Fingers set a poor trap, little banker. Let the Absolute's faithful show you how it is done.
That is... no.
Now come, Stone Lord. We have the gold. And the Absolute has need of it elsewhere.
As you say, Jaheira.
Huh.
Oh.
Perhaps letting him cook was not the correct decision there, but whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have Sanctuary?
I don't have. Well, I mean, I do have Sanctuary, but I'm not in turn order right
No,
now.
no, no, not you. The Reaper of Balania. They have Sanctuary, so I can't harm them. Alright.
No, you just can't harm them with single target spells. AoE would still do it.
Oh, you have an Aura of Murder. That's cute. Hey, ta ta ta.
Yeah, ta ta ta.
What? Why did that do only 3 damage to you? Did I miss?
Hold on, check the combat log. Succeeded a con saving throw. Succeeded a con saving throw. It had condition unstoppable.
Which, according to this, reduces the next damage taken by the entity
To 1 and consumes 1
a
charge.
charge of Unstoppable.
And it still has
Okay.
another stack of unstoppable. Okay, now it has no more unstoppable.
Your concentration is broken. Fool.
See, occasionally the combat log is actually helpful. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Bastard really walked in here with the Wraith form turned on.
Probably good it did him.
Well, he's not dead currently, so I'd say it did him quite a lot of good.
Still in the first round.
Yeah, but he would be dead if it wasn't for Wraith form.
Nah, that's fine.
Speaking of, I mentioned this to Bio on Sunday, but I don't. I presume you weren't around for it, not to. I added a few more. Mods to Slay the Spire, which are kind of interesting. So I added Sasuke, and I added Naruto. Oh, what are you doing to me? Main hand attack, 8 to 14 damage. I can take it. Sure. Now they're on the ground. Yeah, so I added Sasuke, I added Naruto, I added the MC from Fire Emblem Engage. So that's all quite interesting. And as I was browsing the the workshop, I discovered that the Master Mod is back, and there's like a new version of it now.
Yay!
Again. You didn't matter, Willow. You don't play the game. I mentioned it to Bio. Like, I specifically called Bio out when I said it. You were there, but I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, take that, chop liver.
You don't play STS and blatantly don't give a fuck about the game, so it was in no way for your benefit.
Aye. Oh, so remember how a month ago, because it came up in the recap, I was talking about that SpongeBob secret lair that was coming out for Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
I got it. And my bonus card in it was a Smothering Tithe that has Mr. Krabs on it, laying on a pile of money. And boy howdy is that card worth money.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Low price for it right now is like $370.
That sounded like a very distressed cat in the background.
Yeah.
No, it's just Buddy being Buddy. Ain't that right, Buddy? He's a little ball of anxiety. And by little, I mean big. He's our biggest cat. I started making good progress in Metaphor again recently.
Yeah, I saw you've been playing a bunch of it. You just don't want Elle to
Such a
catch
good
up.
game.
But that's not likely considering she keeps not playing it.
Yeah, but no, it's I played a whole lot of Monster Hunter when it first came out, and now I'm getting back into trying to complete Metaphor. So it's good. I have the full party now to give you roughly an idea of where I'm at.
Okay, so yeah, yes.
I'm a little past that, but not terribly so.
Serge, I think given that that guy was already on the ground, it might have been a better idea to try to take one of the dudes that wasn't already on the ground out of...
I didn't have the angle thanks to the way the stair was rolled.
Haha, no more stunning gaze.
Get crapped on, loser.
Yeah, loser.
I mean, Fiona's already engaged by Natsu, so it's like...
Battle of the old timers.
Wait, what? Engaged?
Engaged.
We're getting married?
You're fusing into one being?
Ooh.
They're gonna combine.
I finally get to use it! Free counter spell, baby. No.
That was a good death scream. Well done, you. Oh, you lost your Dark One's blessing, friend.
Alright, well, I can see invisible things, but I still feel like it's too far away to bother.
So, as far as the master mod goes, a bunch of the cards that used to be really, really broken are less broken now.
Okay.
But Beast Magic is still incredibly broken. And somehow, my bullshit draw 3 and add 2 poison daggers into my discard pile for 0 is now, well, formerly draw 2 and add 2 daggers into my discard pile, then upgraded to draw 3, is now even more broken. Because it's now draw 3 at base and upgrades to draw 4.
That
for 0, while also giving me 2 poison shivs.
That seems like a mistake.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But I mean, like I said, a bunch of the other cards are like less broken now. So like, is that no? That's not me on the ground. Who's on the ground? Who's dying? Karlak?
Yep.
But Breaking Bamboo, the one that like used to give me the card that like healed me for like a couple of HP and then drew 2 cards. That one doesn't heal HP anymore. It gives stars now instead. It still does the card draw.
Stars.
So it's still like good. It's just not as good. The NPs now actually have an energy cost, which they didn't used to. So the NPs are like way less useful than they used to be. But the balance to that is that now you can like delay getting them if you want to. You don't have to like get them immediately, and you have a choice of just not taking them at all if you want to use spinning top. So that's fucking great. Use throw. You're going to throw the cash card.
No, they're throwing something at the cash guard. Invisibly.
Meanwhile, the Naruto and Sasuke mods are just kind of insane. Like Sasuke just likes burning his own health to do fun Sharingan things. And Naruto apparently has 3 different builds from what I can tell. He has spam the fuck out of Rasengans. He has spam the fuck out of clones. And he has spam the fuck out of, Biju tails.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
And I had a very successful Biju tail run. Karlak is busy. Like
Death's Head of Balm Alice.
Oh, did you stabilize already, L?
See, that's what I was wondering earlier. But then I checked the roll, and it was an 11, so it wasn't a nat 20. So I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, well, I mean, she's not
down.
Yeah, she's just down. She's not like dying.
Her necklace went down to automatically stabilize at the start of the turn. Not only does it heal her to full health, or not to full health, but heals the full amount when healed, but also just automatically stabilizes. I forgot about that.
Well, that's useful. And that's a bonus action. If I
And you're a towel.
Up you go. And you back down the stairs.
That 1 health.
You fucking dickhead.
Rude.
I'm a bard pose on your ass. And now you're dead. Thank you,
Kill steal.
Cash Guard Basher Edgelord.
Excuse me, it's not a kill steal, it's a kill secure. Thank you.
So I am looking forward to like messing with both the Naruto and Sasuke ones on stream at some point. And I mean the Fire Emblem one too, but like in some ways I just from playing through it, I have to sort of back burner that one until we get farther in the game because there are some pretty fucking major spoilers.
Yeah. Hey, this idiot didn't move after they turned invisible.
What a dumbass. Ow. Ow.
Goodbye.
Hey Naruto, what can you do? I literally only know how to do exactly 3 things, and I can and will fuck up literally anyone with just those 3 things. Yep. Yep. I mean, really, he was a 2-trick pony. Because all the Biju stuff he did was also just Rasengans and clones. Like, he was the most 2-trick pony in the world. Shadow Clone and Rasengan were his only things. And being, like, actually kind of a genius at taijutsu. Like, Naruto is incredible at taijutsu. For not actually being trained in it, basically, at all. Like, imagine what he could do with some time working under, like, Bushy Brows Sensei.
Well, I was about to say, this isn't the Team 8 universe, so he didn't spend time under Guy, training with Rock Lee every day.
Yep.
Current
I Sensei, no! Current I Sensei, why?
Sensei, why?
And then the story basically never continued past that point. Fucking punched us in the gut and then left us for dead. So rude.
Yeah.
Not that, like, Boruto is canon in any capacity, but even in Boruto, like, Naruto is so good at taijutsu, he basically just, like, threw hands with a literal god.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is also the same Boruto, though, or Boruto story, where Sasuke, with his plethora of special eye powers and extra vision capacity and whatnot, did not see a fucking kunai coming for one of his special eyes.
Yeah, I know. He saw Sasuke do an aerial launcher on a kid once and then spent the rest of his life throwing hands because of how cool that one launcher was. So the thing was, though, wasn't it based off of Rock Lee? Like,
yes,
but both Naruto's Naruto Rendon
Yes.
and Sasuke's Lion's Barrage were both based off of that taijutsu combo that Lee hit Sasuke with.
Yes, at the very beginning of the Chunin exam, during that first spar they had, Rock Lee knocked the shit out of Sasuke. Sasuke copied it later, and then Naruto.
Copied the copy. Yeah, like Sasuke just stole it and turned it into Lion's Barrage, and then Naruto stole the Lion's Barrage and made it the Uzumaki Naruto Rendon.
All right, you say you know that, but Naruto witnessed Rock Lee do that to Sasuke.
Hey, look, that idiot didn't really move from where he went invisible. So I just blasted him in the face for his insolence.
Fool.
Foolish fool. Whoops.
That's like how indignant Bio got. Like, yes, we know that you know that. It's more so the fact that
I had to make sure that I knew that. Like, I was like, I am remembering that right? Like, Naruto did, in fact, just... Like, they both just stole that from Rock Lee, essentially?
Yeah.
They had a very similar conversation? So, Willow, what you need to understand is basically the way that Natsu and I kind of met was we ended up having a 3-hour-long conversation about Bleach. And then played Magic.
Yes.
Like that's how we met. Was we talked about, like, we got introduced in the office, talked about Bleach for 3 straight hours.
Yeah. I walked into the nerd club. I asked, "Hey, is this the nerd club?" The response is, "Yes?" ? Are you lost? Or no, it was "Are you lost?" was first essentially asked. And I said, "This is the nerd club, right?" "Yes?" ? I went, "Cool." And then I brought out my magic decks and people got really fucking confused.
You can tell Nine Fingers this was not my fault. She swore that mimic could swallow a bloody owlbear. Wait. You're no guild sworn. Who are you? Gratitude of the gold variety, I suppose you mean?
No,
Good luck
no,
with that.
just gratitude in
The
general.
Stone Lord just cleared our vaults. And now he has enough gold to make himself a lord in truth.
What does the cult want with that much money?
Anyone told me? Nine Fingers sent word the Stone Lord was going to try his luck on our vaults. So she told me to cooperate. Lure him in. Yes, sir, Stone Lord, sir. Shall we open the account in your name or the Absolute's? Just step this way to your special deposit box. Don't mind the teeth. No one mentioned he might have some old crone dropping in as backup.
Well, that
As
wouldn't refer to
chairman of the
Chihiro like
Fellowship
that, but
of
that also wasn't
Financiers,
Chihiro.
I can assure you we'd reward you well for the return of the coin he took. Not for us, you understand. For the common Baldurian. Who knows what he's planning to do with it?
And then I think we finished the conversation about Bleach and immediately pivoted into Naruto for a while.
Yeah, probably.
How much was taken?
Try all of it? Every penny of civilian lodgings, anyway. I mean, not like we'd lead him into the private vaults. But still. A lot of Baldurians waking up poor tomorrow. What he can do with that kind of coin doesn't bear thinking about.
Anyway, I need to find Minsk.
Good for you. I happen to care a very
Yes, I understand. Where is Minsk?
Retrieve the coin, and I'll make sure you are well rewarded. There's treasures greater than gold. Feel free to poke around this place and it'll
Yeah,
help
it's
you
fair
pick up
bio.
the Stone Lord's scent. Me, I've got ledgers to amend.
Maybe there's something to
Lady
discuss.
Nina still needs a cracked skull.
Wait a minute, though. I could shift next year's interest to this year.
These footprints started in the sewers.
The footprints started in the sewers. Well, I mean, that makes sense, because that's where we saw Orin that one time. Well, so much for the... So much for the thing we came down here for. And the question is Minsk getting duped?
Oh,
Or
absolutely.
was that actually not Minsk?
No, I feel like that was Minsk, and he's getting duped.
Orders from Jay. Oh, interesting. Stone Lord Strike Team. Update on the counting house operation. We've been tipped off to expect an ambush once we reach the vault, but the guild underestimates us as usual. And if we maintain coordination, we should be able to shrug it off without casualties. Let the Stone Lord take the lead. If you deal efficiently with the cash guards, there may be time to gather additional funds before we withdraw. Bring everything to the cistern in the sewers. Imagine being such an asshole that even your boots are described as being smarmy. Yeah, I did I did notice that. Aid the Underduke, save Varna, return Vanra, return... You know, just out of curiosity... Gonna pop back to camp real quick. Am I encumbered again? Why am I encumbered? What did I... Oh. I'll just pass those back to you until I'm ready to read them. which will be shortly, but...
Okay.
Ah, I've had a lifetime's fill of watching little men buff themselves up with grand titles. I look forward to the day we show the Archduke that his tongue is not half so silvered as he thinks.
Hey, Jahira, we just saw you rob a vault.
I literally don't have an option to tell her about that.
We need all 3 stones to command the brain. Still, if you see sense in making an alliance, I won't question it.
Uh-huh.
I'll just look forward to the inevitable breaking.
Okay, now I can tell her about it.
Hey.
Also, I can tell her about that Nine Fingers thing.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, I know what she speaks of. I need information from her. And a pardon from you. For I have not been overly generous with the truth.
Shocking.
Tell me,
That was you in the vaults.
what do you know of a man named Minsk of Rashomon?
No, we just saw him.
A warrior of this world. His name raised alongside Jahira's own. Together they helped end the time of troubles a century past.
Larger than the legend, I assure you. Twice as loud, too. Minsk is an old friend. Perhaps my oldest. We fought at one another's backs, times beyond counting. And the last time I saw him, I left him to die.
That was not very cash money of you, Jahira.
I suspect there's more to the story than
There
that.
always is. But that is still the fundamental fact of it. Before we ever heard of this absolute, we received word of a gathering in the Undercity. What we found was the first dark seed of this plot. A circle of cultists with mind flayers in their midst. We might have ended it there, cut off at the root, but before I could send for help, Minsk charged in alone.
Leroy
It was chaos.
Jenkins.
He was overrun, dragged down beneath a mass of tentacles. I had a choice. Stay and let word of this cult die with us, or leave him and live to fight another day.
So you stayed. Oh, that's a shitty choice.
The world takes much from those who presume to defend it. But sometimes, you get to take it back. So don't be sorry, because I mean to use you, if you're willing. Infection, indoctrination, eradication. That has been the fate of everyone the cult has captured so far. But it has not been yours. With your help, perhaps it need not be Minsk's either.
All right,
We
well,
don't
let's...
even know if he's still alive. Yeah, yeah, definitely don't.
Now let's find him.
As simply as that? For no other reason than that I asked?
Well, that and because Minsk is cool as hell.
Perhaps you two will get along. Oh, the point is
It really
not
sucks you had
what
to
it
leave
means
your
to
friend to
find
die
him.
like that. Oh, by the way, I
Without
saw
the
him like
darkness, we shall
5
have to
minutes
find
ago.
another path. Nine Fingers King controls the guild, which in turn controls every criminal racket from Heapside to the High Hall. Nothing happens in this city that she doesn't hear of, sooner or later.
Yeah, except
How
we
hospitable
just
she will be to
saw
a
him.
harper that comes begging to her guild hall. Huh, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
No, it'll be Karlak.
So-
'cause that's how the game works.
Anyway, about you like bamfing in at the counting house and taking Minsk away.
Scarning shape changers. And of course, the fool would follow their every word just because they wear my face.
Mm.
I grow tired of these false faces. Every corner we turn, another. And now it is my face they use to turn Minsk against us. I am sorry, but I am just tired.
Tired of playing the game. Let's face it, I'm tired.
Bruh, we know Minsk is alive. So that's good news.
It is some defect of the mind, I think, to stubbornly insist you are following the light, even as you blunder through the darkness. Or perhaps the defect is mine.
No. The defect
When I
is in
left
Slay the
Minsk to
Spire.
this fate,
Also
I
called the
believed I had
glitch.
no choice. I believe it still. We were ignorant of our enemy, unarmed against the cult. I made the right decision, but I do not like how easily I made it. Minsk would have never left me behind, no matter what happened.
Well, you're
That
probably
is his
right,
problem
but
entire. The past century left Minsk unchanged. And so he believes the world has never changed, that I have not. You saw the fool, hanging on the doppelganger's every word for no other reason than it wears my face.
she's sure to take the news that her friend is alive surprisingly nonchalantly, given how torn up she was about leaving him to die not 2 minutes ago. Yeah, also being worried about him is not a crime.
No. But snotting into my sleeve while there is still work to do is. Come, men. We need a lead on where these shapeshifters have fled to. Let's see what hints they left behind.
They're in the sewers. I've already worked it out. Alright. Well, that answered my question as to whether she had anything to say about that situation. The answer was yes. Nothing helpful, but she did have something to say. Oh, yeah, you can pass those books back now, by the way.
Okay.
Talysis Tactics, Ultimate Trick Book. Ooh, trick book. A concise guide to winning at the card game Talus, including a robust appendix detailing methods of cheating. This latter appendix appears well thumbed, with certain specific methods starred or underlined. No one cheats at Pazak. That's bullshit. I'll kill you. Tamora, Lady Luck. A list of oaths and sayings that ought to incur Timora's blessing, granting the speaker good luck. 1. By Lady Luck's smile. 2. Turntable Timora, I invoke thee. 3. By the rolling of my dice, please let these results be nice. 4. Spin, spin, O fickle fate wheel. 5. Lady of the diamond glitter dice, mistress of good fortune, sovereign of luck, please have mercy on me, for fuck's sake.
Fair.
That's every gotcha player's mantra. Can't believe I left my friend to die. It's kept me awake every night since. Not a day has gone by for years now where I don't blame myself for his death. Your friend isn't dead. Neat. Yeah, basically.
Then he's a fool.
What an idiot. Oh, okay. An open letter on oppression and peacocks. Written in a furious, sloping hand, this letter to the editor of Baldur's Bash, a tabloid notorious for its controversial articles. Dear editor, I find it despicable, nay, diabolical, that you would defend Baldur's Gate's ridiculous restrictions regarding animals in the city. No animal larger than a peacock may gain entry. How archaic. My darling Giselle is the most well-behaved bear you'll ever meet, and yet to spend time with my child, I must visit my summer home in Cormer. I call upon the Parliament of Peers to resolve this issue immediately. The emotional and psychological well-being of the people of Baldur's Gate is at stake, and I shall take this to the highest of authority should it not be dealt with accordingly. Right now, Giselle cries out for her father. This archaic policy has separated a child from their parent. I don't know how Grand Duke Older Ravengard lives with himself. Yours faithfully, Mr. R. Pickens. So I've seen people test this, and apparently there's some merit to it. Like, if you wild shape into a bear, they won't let you pass the guards.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah. Record of the Honored. Since its inception, the Counting House has been at the heart of Baldur's Gate's economic success. Our founder, Magnate Carrick Ilficent, may have been our first patron, but over the years, many others have generously contributed to our institution. Here, we record their names. Flicking through the pages, there are hundreds of dedications recorded, only a few that catch the eye. We thank the Shattershield family, whose generosity saw our vaults upgraded and secured to the highest quality. Honored be their names. We thank Lady Isabella Bormel for her patronage, including 7 carts of Amnian silver. Honored be her name. We recognize the substantial donations of Grand Duke Leah Janath and Grand Duke Belt after the Iron Crisis of 1369 DR. No, honored be their names, apparently. We thank Grand Duke Abdel Adrian for his generous donation to our institution. Honored be his name. Yeah, there's just no honored for those guys. We thank Lord Darian Silvershield, whose generous patronage took a 10-day to count. Honored be his name. Counting House Family Vault List. Ooh, fun. Reminder from the head banker for any new hires, memorize the names of our legacy vault holders. These clients are not to be interfered with. They come and go as they please. Counting House Family Vaults, head of household has key. Vault 1 is Leroican. Vault 2 is Janath. Vault 3 is Sar. Vault 4 is Gray. Vault 5 is Ravengard. The one that we broke into. That was the Ravengard vault. Vault 6 is Gortash. Vault 7 is Keen. Vault 8 is Devere. And Vault 9 is Glitterbeard.
Interesting.
I mean, we didn't break into it. I had the key. I literally did have the key for that one. A detailed ledger. Eliasis, a summary of local business matters. Net positive, Steel Watch Foundry. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Net positive, Baldur's Mouth. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Increased interest in current affairs due to the March of the Absolute. Net positive, Counting House. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Net positive, Flim Cargo. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Net positive, Omatola's Bijou. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. An Archduke's Leadership Verification. A pamphlet by the Gortash for Archduke Voluntary Campaign. As Archduke, Lord Gortash's top priority, oh god, here we go again, will be verification to ensure that all those receiving the benefits of citizenship in Baldur's Gate are actually entitled to them. No policy can be more important.
Man, I hate when real life bleeds into video games.
No, it's the other way around. This came out first.
Yeah, fair.
I hate when real life mirrors video games.
Art imitates life, life imitates art, blah, 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 blah.
The absolute end. And remember, you are my favorite customer, Gortash, basically. Underneath this book concerning the cult of the absolute and the dangers it presents is scrawled the response to the text. This hastily written drivel is admittedly well-intentioned. Its author is clearly fizzing with fear of the absolute. The problem is that they conflate the rise of the cult with other things like the heat death of the universe, the resurrection of one-eyed Vecna the Lich, the proliferation of necromantic excess, and even the withering of some imported fruits from Chult. This person needs a glass of water and a lie down. Dead or alive? Glitterbeard. This feels like the right time to tell you that I'm well aware of the accounting regularities in your most recent guild tithes. But don't worry, you have a chance to make up for it. Get this right, and you'll have the honor of being the one guild outfit to survive a raid by the Stone Lord. Get it wrong, then you'd best make sure he kills you. 9 fingers, presumably. It's just signed Adolf, but...
Yeah.
Shipment loss notice. Letters written in rough, hasty scrawl. Latest load of barrels didn't arrive. No word from Kairos, assuming the worst. Can't wait any longer. The plan must go ahead. Use what you have now. Deal with complications later. I would have guessed it was from Ned Flanders.
Stupid sexy Flanders.
The Guild, Hidden Rulers of Baldur's Gate. The book's central argument is encapsulated in a chapter devoted to Rilsa Rail, Guild Kingpin of the Little Kalimshan. Another time and another place, Rilsa Rail would be celebrated as a revolutionary. And Baldur's Gate, in her own lifetime, she's known as a crime lord, a kingpin of the guild ruling over the city within a city that is the district of Little Kalimshan. Rilsa's story began when she was orphaned at a young age. Her father was hanged by the Flaming Fist for sheltering his fugitive brother. Soon after, her mother was denounced by the jealous wife of a patriarch and imprisoned in the Sea Tower, where she perished. Alone in the world, she learned two valuable lessons. When the law is corrupt, it's a necessity for those without the support of its enforcers to act outside it, and when the law is brutal, it is an ethical duty to stand against it. Operating from within the Kalim Jewel Emporium, Rilsa knows the value of everything and everyone that moves through Baldur's Gate. She controls a wide network of agents who observe and track the exchange of goods and information as closely as any merchant or politician. But secondhand knowledge is cheap. Rilsa's real trick is to draw those with secrets to share directly into her orbit. At her Garden of Whispers, information can be shared with the guild anonymously. Anyone with a grudge to bear or a competitor to bring low, that is to say anyone of importance, can ensure that the whole city knows their grievance. It is said that if somebody speaks of your weak spot in the garden at dawn, you can expect to find a knife buried in that exact spot before night falls. Spooky! Patriarchs, a homegrown aristocracy. Reading like an extremely brave or suicidal act of journalism, the scathing takedown of the Baldurian upper crust decries each house, from the Caldwells who jealously hoard patronage of the city's art museums, to the Erlentrees whose merchant fleet floats swift and immense across the rippling waters, to the Ravenshades who control the production of ink, dye, jewelry, and gemstones. The list goes on, with bile seeming to underline each insult, each description of the wealthy households, reveling as their good fortune turns. City life is a duck pond, the text seems to imply. Scum rises to the top. You've got friends in the guild. Introduction to this blood-splattered piece of propaganda. Unkind people say to me, but how come the guild carved up the lower city like so much pumpkin, slicing it into segments for kingpins to rule from the shadows, to which I can only shrug and reply, delegation, mate. How else are they supposed to get anything done? To carry the analogy a bit, the pumpkin was ripe, and if it weren't cut by the guild, somebody else would have. Me, I'm grateful it was Nine Fingers and her organization what got the carving knife out. Unlike a lot of vested interests in the city, the guild actually want what's best for the city. Their view's this: if you gotta have crime, better be organized crime. I mean, sure, fair enough. Archduke's leadership protection. Yeah. As Archduke, Lord Gortash's top priority will be protection, the physical defense of Baldur's Gate and its citizens. No policy can be more important. We're going to build a wall to keep everybody else out, and Waterdeep is going to pay for it.
Well, shit. I think you're onto something.
All right. The Watch and the Steel Watch. Famously, or perhaps notoriously, the mercenary force known as the Flaming Fist handles Baldur's Gate's law enforcement duties in the lower city and outer city. Wait, we've read this one before. Never mind, I recognize that one. We've read that one. Lower and upper city. A guidebook written to assist newcomers in grasping the separation of the upper and lower parts of the city of Baldur's Gate. Describes the upper section as the home of the Patriarchs, who are city's nobility caste. It's well patrolled, and immense wealth shows itself through wide, well-lit streets shining proudly on buildings of elaborate and elegant decoration. By contrast, the lower section of the city is a tangle of narrow streets, compact buildings, patrolled not by many guards, but a cornucopia of merchants, craftspeople, chancers, dancers, fools, fabulous vagabonds, cut purses, young men and women of negotiable affection, barkeeps, beggars, knights, and knaves. The Queen of Kingpins. Seems the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company has compiled a great deal of information on Nine Fingers and her crew known as the Guild. Some heavy named Tugsrunt guarding some entrance the Fist are intrigued by. Tuskrunt, there it is. In fact, a very detailed account of the Guild's muscle and, you note, a tide of derision from the Fist. Eventually, they don't find Tuskrunt and criminals like him, or evidently they don't find criminals like Tuskrunt and criminals like him too bright. Not the sharpest scalpel in the surgeon kit, but Nine Fingers, I've heard they write in sullen, fearful tones. So spooky. Shift log. Note of logs kept by those on duty in the vaults of the bank. They detail the comings and goings of any visitors to the vaults, including any deposits or withdrawals made. They use coded language to preserve some visitors' anonymity, but a recent entry seems pretty straightforward. A representative from the Tsar family visits the vaults in late evening, depositing an unknown item. Rare item, rare item. His behavior was unusual, and he responded to standard questions with shock and horror. I reported his strange behavior per protocol, but was told this was to be expected from the representatives of this particular client. No further questions were permitted. And finally, we might have read this one before. It sounds familiar. The Dukes of Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
Just browsing it. Yeah, we've read that one before. All right. To camp with the books so that I may move.
Yay.
Oh, God. It does not like me.
You fool.
So, the way the camera, like, interacts with that transition is really quite, unfortunate. Sir, you appear to not be wearing your, like, gear.
No, I'm wearing it. I just have the aesthetic armor showing instead.
That tracks.
Like I said, you got it. Flaunt it.
What game? Where do you think you're going?
The moon.
It really does not like the underground of this building, like the camera. Huh.
What?
I don't know why I can see through this wall, but there are apparently some steel watch and such past this door here.
Interesting.
So, kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I like as long as we've been playing this game, I've been like clicking on a spot to move and then just kind of letting the game do its thing. I didn't realize until I was watching my dad play a little while ago that you can just click and hold the mouse.
And hold?
To move.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing until I saw him do it. And I was like, oh. Ew. I can just coder this bitch. Because that was the thing in coder as well, was you could just... I think in coder you had to hold both the left and the right mouse buttons in order to just like run. But... yeah. Somehow I didn't realize that. Okay, well, nothing else to do there. Steel Watch Foundry is way the fuck off to the west. Why is everyone lit up with glowing piss? I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. But like, it's definitely happening. And like, the party members are covered in purple goop. I don't know why. It's very bizarre. Also, I can see people through walls with it for some reason. I have no idea how I accomplished this.
And Karlak disappeared.
Karlak, I think, was still standing by the vault entrance on my way up.
Disappeared.
Peace.
Oh, there's another merchant up there, friend.
Yay, merchant! Merchant, 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 merchant.
Merchant, 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 merchant.
10 days, maybe more. Gortash is working us to the bone. You need to get some rest.
Oh, it's a news hawker. So they
Oh.
probably don't have actual things.
No. That's not going to be terribly helpful then, is it?
When do I get a break from your whining?
Nope. Didn't have nothing.
Unfortunate. Oh. Why did I get a perception on a pile of rotten fish? What the hell?
Must be something.
There's
Allegedly.
a constitution check here, DC 15. Never didn't have that. Okay. So I passed the constitution check and then nothing happened. Let me try that again. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, so there's a bunch of rotted fish and then there's a reeking pouch in here. Which contains a key to buried treasure, a map to buried treasure, 53 gold, a bronze goblet, and a healing potion.
Hell yeah.
Listen up, son. Like I always said, if you never buy new clothes and eat only from the fish you catch, over time you can save an amazing amount of money. You laughed at me and ran off to find a job working at the Wide in the upper city, but I was right, and now that I'm dying, I'll prove it to you. This map shows you where I've buried my savings, and the key will open the chest. Signed, Papa Fins.
Oh god, that's gonna be like 32 gold, which, granted, for a normal citizen is a lot, but...
I mean, 32 gold sounds like a pretty good haul to me.
That might be worth a look.
Wait, what is it? What might be worth a look? What did it highlight?
I don't know.
Like, it tried to draw my attention to something, but I don't know what. Oh, wait, no, it was Carla. Karlak passed a perception check.
Yes.
Wasn't me. What did you find, El?
I don't know.
Oh.
Can't tell if it was... Like, I don't see anything to click on over by the wall.
There's a book here called Sacred Shark Recipes.
Sacred Shark.
Is now and ever a virtue to consume of the sea that which consumes in the sea. Shark, barracuda, moray eel, and kuotoa are all blessed by the Sea Queen to feed her faithful and blessed. Find below, organized by primary ingredient, a variety of simple but refreshing recipes to be eaten on any of her holy days and beyond. I did not unlock any recipes. I feel cheated. There's some dead crabs over there, though. I'm just noticing.
There's another merchant over here called Blurg.
Blurg?
Blurg. How I get to you is through this door.
Yeah, I have no idea what I supposedly came across.
So the glowing started after I went into the map screen. Huh. What the fuck? BG3 glowing outlines.
Society of Brilliance.
Oh, hold on.
Society's leading expert on myconid spore telepathy.
Myconid spore telepathy.
I've had to delay my experiments. Run out of spores, you see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I miss them. Those myconid spores don't feel quite right. without them. Probably shouldn't have inhaled them all so quickly.
Aha! I have learned how to toggle it. Do 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 do.
They can't have sailed off without us, right?
Alright, cool. I know how to turn the glowing on and off now.
I'd kill for a pint of mermaid's breath.
Whoa, whoa, mate. This is the last place you need to be. Clear off, yeah?
Why can't I be here exactly?
2 words. Guild business. Only an idiot gets between them and their shipments.
Every fucking time. Didn't you hear? I'm the new guild representative. I've been dying to get my hands on that shipment. Hello, I am a bard. And is that, oh, I already have advantage. Sure, guidance also, why not? Never didn't have that.
Why didn't you lead with that? I trust you're gonna balance the books too, yeah?
1,000, you say?
Do you need 1,000?
No, I'm pretty sure I have that in my pocket. Depends. You got everything we ordered?
Oh, yeah. Weapons, drugs, bit of fire wine. You know, the usuals.
Nah, there you go.
Pleasure as always. Better clear it out before the fish get here. You know how they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally know how they are. Absolutely.
Those fists always fisting things.
As you do. Yo, Sarge, there's a bunch of fire wine barrels down here. Since I know you like collecting explodey barrels.
It'll be there
Oh, there's also infernal iron. Here you go, Karlak.
Oh yeah.
Smoke powder bomb for Sarge. Resident explosives experts. None of us are using archery, so I really don't care about those arrows. Those look like they could possibly be crafting mats for something, so we'll just dump those on Natsu. Oh. Hello.
Huh?
That was an autosave. Just before I reached a sign that says secure area and has 2 steel watch patrolling behind it next to a big boat.
Oh, I'm sure it means nothing.
No, probably nothing to be concerned about, right? Now, how serious are these steel watch?
Better than nothing.
Just gonna casually make a quick save here and... Okay. They did not appreciate me flying onto their boat.
Can't imagine why.
Me neither.
I wonder.
Seems rather silly.
Does seem rather silly. I agree.
You're greasier than a wall roast.
Hold on, do these ones still do the explodey thing? They do still have the failsafe protocol, yeah. Weren't these guys worth like 500 experience every time we killed one, though?
They were worth a lot, yeah.
Maybe I should. No, this is good.
Maybe not in my turn.
What was that, Serge? That's not the one you've got
No.
hexed, by the way. The one that you have the hex on is next to Karlak. We need to. Oh, that's versus prone, isn't it?
There's a hag pit stench about me.
Or not? Interesting. I would assume that was versus prone, but I guess it wasn't. No. Oh. Oh. Well, Natsu's inspired.
That doesn't look good.
Okay, Karlak, don't rush into that one. Pro tip. It's going to go boom.
I see that.
That one is also going to go boom.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
What?
High level up.
Yeah, because
They went kaboom, and then
mean,
they angered everything around them
we
that
just-
got hurt when they went kaboom.
we just killed 2 Steel Watchers.
Wee.
And now a bunch of mobsters are mad at us, I think.
Uh-huh.
Because that one got damaged, I'm guessing.
I mean, that's hardly our fault, but it was the Steel Watcher that blew up. Oh, there's a level up for Karlak. Well, I guess we are getting close to the Iron Hands, like, Steel Watch Foundry, so... that kind of tracks. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't realize it was my turn in initiative here. Sorry, guys. Reapply hex, not to Karlak. Can't. Okay. I don't think I can actually get.
What the hell is that?
It's the thing we have to retrieve blatantly. Well, these guys are only level 8. They shouldn't be too bad. In fact, they're attempting to, like, combat us in any way is clearly just foolish on their part. What is this guy doing? He just keeps climbing this box and hopping back down repeatedly. What the fuck was that? Bio, so help me if the guy climbing up and back down the box like 1,000 times in a row isn't in the recap.
Oh, it might be a good thing we are kicking the shit out of these guys. Look over here. Volo is strapped to a smoke powder barrel charge.
Sorry, did you say Volo?
Volo, yes.
Volo.
Yeah, Volo. You know, Guide to Monsters guy, dude who, like, gave you a ice pick lobotomy.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
Oh, no. The rail cart is burning. And there are 8 barrels of smoke powder on there.
Well, frankly, there's nothing I can do about that, so... Oh, I think it's your turn.
It is.
Okay.
I was just waiting until I knew you guys were done doing whatever you were doing. Because what I do is pretty simple.
You're also the only one on the initiative order right now, so we were just observing Volo in the distance. Aura of murder. What is he throwing exactly?
Makes me wonder if there's another ballist around you.
Well, Churg Elvek here is the one that activated it, so perhaps he's a ballist. Just says he's level 3 humanoid. He was a level 3 humanoid. Sarge just brutally deleted him.
Yay! What? I was invisible. Yeah, fuck off.
This would be fascinating if it were happening to somebody else.
What? What? Oh. Oh! I was wondering what was, like, hurting you there, Al, but I just didn't realize there was a man down there.
Yep. Excuse me. Game. There we go. God. Wait, did it knock him into the water?
I think so.
Yay! That was the plan. And now that
Also,
man
it's not
is...
water, it's chasm.
Oh, what? I mean, look at it, Sarge. It's clearly water. I know it says chasm, but it's clearly water. Oh, also there's a warp point over there. That's convenient.
The underwater chasm.
Range attack. Ow. Okay, this guy's just gonna do the box jig a few more times.
Yay.
Yeah, you know what, Bio? That would actually make a worrying amount of sense.
Yeah, right? Sarge, I will point out, you probably only need one bolt to kill that dude that keeps doing the box jig.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I might be able to get an angle farther back. Oh, I don't even have the range for it. I'm sure it's out of my line of sight.
Volo, we are trying. We need to deal with these people first. Calm down, sir.
No.
He's very concerned about that burning cart. I can't say I blame him necessarily. Where's my dash action?
That's all I was trying to do.
I want to check.
4 of 9 health remaining on the cart.
Yes,
so
I know, Sarge. Thank you. Is there like a rain spell or something?
And just create water.
I don't know if I have a scroll for it. That's a cantrip, isn't it?
No? It's level 1, I think. Create water. 5.
Because
No,
effectively
food
what I'm trying to
probably
do is
works
get close enough to, like, if I have a scroll for it, to just cast something to put out the fire over there.
Oh, it is a first level spell. That was rare originally.
Dimension Door. Darkness, Crown of Conjure Minor Elemental. Dominate person large. Expedition Street, False Life, Fireball, Fire Shield, Fire Bolt.
Dumb question, but wouldn't things like Ray of Frost and whatnot create a frost surface?
Possibly, but I'm concerned about...
Slipping.
Well, I'm concerned about breaking the explodey barrels that he's next to. Which just making water wouldn't do.
There's also... I could go get out of the camp a bunch of flasks of water. You can throw those. If that is what you wish to do.
I mean, I can't do it this turn. I'm just checking to see if I even have a... You know, a means of... Not that way, but I actually don't have any... Weirdly, I don't have any flasks of water on me. That's actually really unusual. Oh, no, wait. No, those are antidotes. No, I actually don't have any flasks of water. Okay, well. Oh, well, never mind.
So we just blow up?
Yeah, Volo's dead.
That's literally impossible.
Oh, yeah?
Lore-wise, that's literally impossible.
Well, there's Volo, who is very deceased.
That don't make no sense.
Well, sucks to be him, I guess. I was attempting to save his life, but...
Oh. He actually can die. Despite the fucking lore is.
Where is the last living enemy? Does anybody know? Oh, there she is. Found her. Never mind. Definitely thinking that starting a fight with Steel Watchers when the session was already at time wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want Volo dead for the end of this game anyway, regardless of he's important for lore reasons, but like we're gonna want him alive at the end of the game.
I am game to refight this if that's.
Yeah, I mean,
critical.
we're gonna have to. The good news is I made a save right before I jumped on the boat.
Yeah.
So we do have a save ready to go for it. Just as proof of concept. So the only thing we need to be careful of is not letting the Steel Watcher blow up where it blew up last time. Basically. Because we definitely still want to fight them, because that's just a level. It's an easy level next time. I mean, fighting the Steel Watchers near time wasn't the problem. It was those other guys getting aggro that was the problem. It was what's-his-face taking a little bit of explodey damage from the Steel Watcher and triggering this. Yeah, the Steel Watcher blew up, brought that guy in, and I think... Oh. I see. So it wasn't the Steel Watcher that lit the fire. There's this guy standing over here with a torch who I'm pretty sure dropped the torch on the alcohol. Okay, I see what happened. Got it. Okay. So we just need to avoid having that guy blow up in that exact spot and everything will be fine. Let me make a hard save. New save. Fight. Steel Watcher. No let Volo die. Probably. That would probably be a better idea, yes. Most likely. But yeah, we won't worry about that next time. You know, it's all good. Whenever next time is. Hopefully next week,
Yeah.
maybe next week,
Like-
or maybe in like a month and a half, you know.
Yeah, 2 months from now, you know.
As you do. With, with the way that this game is typer cursed. Someday we'll finish it.
Thursday in April.
So someday we'll finish it just in time for like I don't know. I don't know that we have anything planned for when this game is over specifically. I know at one point Natsu had said we were doing Baldur's Gate 1 next, but
I thought it was a joke.
I
it was
also
definitely a
assumed that
joke.
was a joke. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we tried Baldur's Gate 1 once before. Those videos never came out. I don't think I ever uploaded them. Because in the first session, everybody but me died, and we couldn't figure out how to bring anybody back to life. So, rip. But yeah. Next time, level up. Leveling montage next time. Hell yeah. That'll make us, what, character level, like, 12? Oh,
12.
shit. Max level.
Yes.
Oh.
Damn. There will be nowhere to grow stronger after that point. Sag.
Well, gear, but
Well,
level-wise,
gear,
no.
but yeah, exactly. Alright. Well, until next time, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye.